Hello and welcome to the Metropolitan Grid. My name is Andre. Hold on, Pat. I don't have you unmuted just yet. Top-notch presentation, like always. And I'm joined. We have a very special stream today. I'm joined by a couple people. Firstly, by Pat. How's it going, Pat?
Hey everybody.
It's a Sunday morning. How's your morning been?
It's been all right. Yeah, I mean, woke up late,
Yeah,
as
classic.
always.
Yeah, it's good enough for
Yeah.
a weekend. But we have a very special stream today. This is not a Netrunner stream. You might have seen by the title. We talked about this a bit before earlier this week. We're actually trying out a new game. It's a game that's in production, I suppose. It's something that's going to be hitting Kickstarter in just about a month or so, and we're really excited. We've actually never played it before, but
hmm
we'll explain what exactly we're looking at in a second. And who better to help us do that than Elli, who we're joined with. Elli, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, and thank you for having me.
I'm pretty excited about this. So, Elli, for those, I'm going to pitch this specifically as like an introduction to Worldbreakers, which again is both Pat and ours introduction as well. So we'll see how quickly we grok everything. But we're going to try to keep this as like an introduction for those who perhaps have played Netrunner. I reckon if you're watching here, there's a high chance you played Netrunner. Maybe you're just here because you've heard Worldbreakers and you're excited about that. If that's the case too, welcome. Bring up a chair. We're happy to have you. But Elli, you are somebody who used to play a fair bit of Netrunner just on a very competitive level. Do you want to describe what that is? I think a lot of people might have read your articles. I know I did when I was learning to play the game.
Oh yeah, I was just telling you guys about how I've
hmm
been playing Netrunner since Fantasy Flight rebooted it. I've ran a bunch of tournaments for New York City, including our regional tournaments, and I did playtesting for Fantasy Flight. I wrote for their blog post. I playtested some other games like Civilization, the board game.
Cool.
And yeah, I've been a fan. I left the game in 2016,
Mhm.
but I've been following Nisei since they rebooted it, their own version, and I love the work they've done. I honestly think Nisei has been doing a better job than Fantasy Flight, managing and developing the game.
Yeah, hey, it's been really
Yeah.
great since. Let me tell you. You are also. I'm just going to say this just to bring up the rivalry, but I believe you are at some point. I forget what year exactly, but a Canadian national Netrunner champion.
Yes, in 2014, me and two friends, Chris Hinks and Thomas, drove to Canada to steal your championship.
Uh,
But justice has been served because that same day, a Canadian won the American championship in Gen Con.
Yep,
Oh,
So,
that's from
yes.
Montreal too. It's one of our friends on this channel as well. So
hmm,
great justice to all, I reckon.
Yeah.
But we're here today to talk about Worldbreakers. This is something that you've been working on for a while. I think is probably the accurate way to explain it. Could you tell us real quickly what is Worldbreakers?
Certainly. Worldbreakers is a two-player card game, and thematically, it's set in the 13th century, in an alternate 13th century in Asia and the Middle East.
So this theme, we're gonna get into the mechanics very soon, but the theme I think is very interesting. Late 13th century history is something I'll say pretty confidently, I know very little about. Whether that makes me ignorant or not, that's a different problem. But why did you pick the setting? This is not a setting I've seen well explored in obviously other card games, let alone much else that I've experienced.
Yeah, and I actually just talked to Kelvin Wong, who's a Netrunner player as well,
Yeah.
earlier today, and he tweeted that there are so many games set in the Eastern Hemisphere, but so few games about the Eastern Hemisphere.
hmm,
Um, and that was a big part of it. There's so many games set in European or Western settings, and just not enough game elsewhere. And I was looking for a place that is pre-colonial, pre-European hegemony, and just looking at history and finding the right spot. The 13th century is perfect for that. Um, there was this world system that connected everything from Eastern Asia to Eastern Europe, and there was trade going on, there was politics going on, and all of it involved people that are just not European, which I found really fascinating and really fun to explore. And again, very different than what people are used to in most of the games that we have in the market right now.
So we talked a bit about this earlier this week, but in terms of like making sure that you're nailing not only the historical accuracy but like the cultural representation, can you explain? Because I know you've been working with a fair few people to ensure that this is, a good representation of things.
Right. And I worked with quite a few consultants and advisors. Part of it was my research, but my own research will never be enough because I am not Mongolian. I am not Asian. So I spoke with quite a few advisors. Notably, I connected with Bella Baira. She's a former Miss World Mongolia, and she's been a cultural representative of Mongolia for several years now. And she connected me with Batbileg Lechagvarsuren, whose name I can never pronounce. He's a professor of design in Ulaanbaatar University in Mongolia, and he contributed to the design document for Worldbreakers.
Cool.
I've been working with Sel Greens, who is a historian at Columbia University, and her thesis is about gender in Mongolia in the 13th century. And finally, most of the arts of Mongols in the game is by Chinzurig, who is a Mongolian artist. So really trying to get as much of the representation by people who are actually Mongolian.
That's super exciting.
Yeah, that's very cool.
In terms of the design of the game too, I think one thing that has appealed to me, and again, while Pat and I haven't played the game yet, we've looked at the rules. I've looked at again, by the way, if you want to find out where we are right now, we're on worldbreakersgame.com. This is the Worldbreakers website. If you Google Worldbreakers, it's the top result, at least on my Google page. So if you want to get more information, that's a fantastic place to go. But in terms of the design itself, again, Pat and I have looked at it. We haven't played it yet. We're excited to do that in just about 5 minutes. But this is something that I think is going to very quickly appeal to players who have played Netrunner. I think you've stated clearly that this game is inspired by Netrunner, by Magic the Gathering. I guess, is this something that you specifically made to appeal to that sort of crowd, or did you just end up here because this is, the sort of stuff that you like?
This is the sort of stuff that I like.
Okay.
I love Netrunner. I think it's the best card game ever made. And I was looking for ways to build on what I love about Netrunner the most in a new game, in a new setting. And this is what I came up with Worldbreakers. Then, from a marketing perspective, it just made sense to reach out to these crowds.
Right.
Because I think these are the people that will enjoy these games the most. And in particular, Netrunner, Worldbreakers adopts, not steals, adopts a lot from Netrunner. In particular, the tension around playing locations, which mirrors playing agendas, and then slowly developing them, which mirrors advancing agendas while stopping your opponent from interfering with your plans.
Super cool. We've talked a bit before about some of the design elements that you wanted to bring into this. I imagine that'll come up just more organically while we're playing. But in terms of stuff that you like best out of Netrunner, what would that be?
So a big part of it is the idea of sequencing.
Okay.
Where you want to do things in certain order to be as efficient as possible. And another part, actually just the economy of the game is very similar to Netrunner, where you have 4 actions, 4 clicks, and you can always use a click to gain money or draw a card. So you will never run out of stuff. It's just a question of, how do I want to spend my time? Do I want to gain more resources? Do I want to develop the board? Do I want to attack? And so on.
The sequencing, I think, is going to be very obvious once we get into that, as a very interesting part of this game. Again, the action economy from games like Netrunner is here, but you alternate. You don't have a turn and your opponent has a turn. Your opponent takes an action, you take an action. So again, that greatly changes the landscape of the game.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat?
I was about to say that I was thinking that exactly. Like, sometimes drawing a card in this case can have a tremendous opportunity cost of not playing a blocker or defender or something like that.
For sure. So I'm really excited to dive into it, and I think we're just about going to. I want to just say a couple things. Firstly, again, the website's Worldbreakers Game, and this is going to be hitting Kickstarter, if I'm not mistaken, at the 1st of March. Is that right, Ellie?
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. And I think we've been talking about before, but in terms of like the game design itself, this is entirely done or mostly done? How would you state it when it comes to Kickstarter?
So the game is pretty much done.
Okay.
And at this point, I want to give a shout out to Jamie Perconti. They are the rules manager for Nisei, and they've been helping a lot with developing Worldbreakers and bringing the game to where it is now. So the game is done. The art is going to be done by the Kickstarter campaign. The production is ready. So I have the printer, I have the fulfillment, Everything is just waiting for me to push the trigger. So unlike many other Kickstarter campaigns, the risk for you as the backer is minimal because the
That's
game,
good to hear.
yeah, the game is complete. It's really about seeing how many copies I need to order, ordering them, and shipping them to the backers.
Hey, that's Jamie in chat. Yo, Jamie, how's it going? Welcome. I guess that's another thing to say. Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, in terms of like the ongoing balance of the games, there's a link down here. There's a couple important links on this website. Firstly, you can play the game right now, and there's two ways to do that. Whether you want to hop onto Tabletopia, which I'm pretty sure is free, right?
It's free, yes.
It's free, so you can try that out. There's also Tabletop Simulator, which is what we're going to be playing today. You do have to pick up a copy of Tabletop Simulator on Steam or wherever else you want to pick it up, but otherwise the actual Worldbreakers package is free. And there's a link here to the Discord, which has a pretty active community of people playing, looking for games, testing, and giving feedback. And the giving feedback is a thing that's been really exciting so far. So I've been in the Worldbreakers Discord just for a week at this point right now, but having the conversations in the feedback thread and understanding or seeing the very obvious iteration process that's happening and the balance updates, it's really cool to see that for a game that is you know, figuring out what it is, or not so much that, but excuse me, but like polishing itself and getting to that last leg.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna keep playtesting and polishing until the very last second. So like in an ideal world, I would have thousands of games of Worldbreakers before I release the game. That's not going to happen. But now we're at a point where people contribute, people come in and have suggestions, and the game is still going through balance changes. Nothing huge. It's usually a cost goes up by 1 or a statistic goes down by 1, stuff like that. But it's an ongoing process to improve the game and make sure that the out-of-the-box experience is as polished and as fun as possible.
Yeah. I think one thing that's actually probably pretty important to say, would you describe this game? It's not like a randomized booster game. It's nothing like that. It's closer to an LCG. I think this is important for people to understand what they're looking at right now. How would you describe the game? This is just a box you buy with everything in it. Yeah,
that's a great question. So you buy the box. The box has enough cards for 2 players to play the game. You can play in several different formats. One of them is using the pre-constructed decks. So there's 4 pre-constructed decks. You end up with 6 different matchups. Every matchup is a different game. So there's a lot of variability and replayability there. You can also draft. So once you're a bit more experienced, you can just take all the cards, shuffle them together, and play a cube draft with your opponent. So you can build your deck on the fly and then use that deck to play. And then, of course, you can play constructed the same way you can with Netrunner. And finally, there's also a solo mode. So there's going to be a campaign where you go through 10 different games and learn about the story of Worldbreakers and some of the history of that period. So again, trying to squeeze as much replayability into the box and trying to guarantee that 2 players can get the full experience out of just 1 box.
And today, for what it's worth, we're gonna be playing the constructed decks, the pre-constructed decks that come built when you if you pick up the game. I'm excited about that. I'm also very excited about the draft format. I know that's something that you, Ellie, I think enjoy the most, perhaps, about this game. Just so that we can experience like the multicolor system of the different Worldbreakers. But we're gonna be starting today specifically on constructed to basically grok the rules and figure things out.
Yeah, that makes sense. And since you've played Netrunner, honestly, in 1 or 2 games, you can probably switch to constructed or to draft.
you know, because but we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah. Again, I was talking to Calvin a couple of hours ago. I started explaining the rules, and he just said, "Stop, I get it."
Yeah.
And we played, and he really did get it. So this is a very Netrunner-friendly game.
I believe it. Again, I'm gonna try and teach the rules right now once we flip over to the tab. And Ellie, I hope this is a good I'm going to try and teach him, and if I goof it, obviously just interrupt. But again, I haven't played the game, but I think the rules are massively approachable, and I think that's a huge strength. I just want to address chat real quick. Firstly, Kyle, what's up? There's def reasons to no longer support TTS. I am not too educated about that conversation, but I know stuff have been going on for the last couple of weeks. We're going to be playing on TTS today. Apologies for that if that seems like we're indirectly or directly supporting them. But I'll look into it more after this. Sorry about that. How are you? How's it going? Good morning. I've heard about this game on the Synchron's channel. Are you playing today? We're playing, just give me 1 second. If I hit the right button, we are Immediately playing. And we're in. Okay, welcome to us playing.
And someone said that the game looks like a cross of Netrunner and Game of Thrones. A good friend told me that I stole the best mechanic from every LCG out there and combined it into one game.
Got there. So that's actually in some ways really cool because again, a lot of people who've played some of these games can get into it really quickly. Listic, how's it going? I haven't heard of this before. That's because it's not exactly just out yet. I know Elli's been reaching out to a lot of like content creators and stuff and people like that to kind of push the word out, but it's going to be hitting Kickstarter on the 1st of March, which is just a month away or so. So yeah. This is it. This is Worldbreakers on Tabletop Simulator. It sets up everything for you. We've done nothing besides booting the mod itself up, which you can find on the Steam Workshop. And we've just sat down. I'm Orange. I'm a Maverick on this side of the table. And we have Pat, Scorpion on the other side. If you see this hand here floating around, the black hand, that is Elli, who's also spectating our game to make sure that we don't, do any sort of terrible errors. The pre-constructed... sorry.
Before you start, press Control-P twice.
What would that do?
It would make your life easier. It's going to rotate the camera.
I don't like top-down camera. I'm
okay.
But I appreciate it. No. I top-down camera I think is easier for a lot, but I do like the movement I got.
Isometric view.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Cool. So this is what it looks like. There's I believe 4 starter decks, right? That are all displayed here on the side of the table. The 2 that we are starting with are the ones that TTS defaults you with, and it's actually very interesting, Elli. This wasn't exactly. It wasn't apparent to me when I was just looking through the cards, but I think this is a really good starting point for those who have played Netrunner, because this looks like a runner versus a corp matchup is how you describe it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And full disclosure, I've been telling this to some Netrunner players and they get angry because the game rules are symmetric.
Yes.
Yeah. But this particular matchup, the Khutulun deck is pretty much about playing followers and attacking. And the Marco Polo deck is about developing locations, again, with parallel agendas. Many of the followers in Marco Polo's deck can't even attack. They have an ability called stationary. So in some ways, they're similar to ice. Now, for the Netrunner purists out there, this is not Netrunner, but it really feels like you're running and Marco Polo is the corp defending.
Super cool. Yo, firstly, Vincent, how's it going? Looks interesting. Yo, it's been too long, man. I hope you're doing well. Also, Phil, what up? I've been waiting to give this a spin. Us too. This is our first game. We're actually really stoked to get into it. But we're going to start with a rules explanation of how things work. Elli, is it okay if I take a shot at this and see how it goes?
Oh, yeah, certainly. Go ahead.
Perfect. Okay. So this is a 2-player. It's more of a symmetric game than Netrunner, although our decks are going to have different win conditions, that's for sure. But it is a game in which there's one large win condition, which is to gain 10 power. I'm just going to hit F11 right now so you can actually see all these UI elements, because if I hover over something, it'll show you what these the names of the tokens are. So this is a power token. It's whoever gets 10 power tokens at the end of the phase, which there's a phase where you check who has the most power, you win. So power is the name of the game. There are additional rules where if you both hit 10, what happens? You go for another round, stuff like that. We're not going to care about that. But basically, the aim of the game is to get 10 power. And there's largely 2 ways in the game to get power. Cool? This thing,
oh, yeah. You nailed it.
Nailed it. Perfect. Still on track. Okay. This thing in the middle of the table is actually a really cool design element. And this is the round tracker. And while things like Netrunner generally work, the corp has 3 actions and then the runner has 4 actions and goes back and forth. This will bounce between either player. So once you figure out who the first player is, you flip this thing over and whoever has the first player will start with the topmost icon. And basically whoever side it is on, they take an action and then it goes to their opponent. They take an action and it bounces back and forth in this alternating way. Once you get to the end, that is the action phase. You do this rally phase, which we'll talk about in a second, and then you just flip this thing over, and then you go again for another turn. Except now a player 2 is going first, and so on and so on. So basically the actions are all interleaved, so there's very little downtime for this game, and you're always reacting and responding to what your opponent does, which I think is very exciting. Also, this flippable tile is like really, really, really cute design. I'm super in it. Okay. Otherwise, we both have Worldbreakers, which I'm going to try and relate all this, or as much as I can, to Netrunner. The Worldbreakers are basically your identities, and they give you an ongoing effect. They also highlight what quote-unquote faction you're kind of part of, which isn't as strict as it is in Netrunner. So I'm going to be playing Khutulun, the Unrelenting Pride, and she is a Mongolian warrior princess that actually is from history, right, Elli?
That's correct. She's based on a bona fide Mongolian warrior princess.
Hmm.
And the legend is that she wouldn't marry unless a person defeated her in wrestling, and she never got married.
There's some suitors in the deck too, which I think is really fun on theme.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So this is our Worldbreaker, and you notice on the bottom there's a subtitle Earth Guild, and this is pretty important. If you look over here on the standing chart, there are 4 different guilds. Is that the right term? I take it.
Yeah, that's correct. The 4 guilds.
Okay, so these are the 4 guilds that exist in the game: Earth, Stars, Moon, and Void. Now, if you look into the rule book, you have a good understanding of which each, what sort of gameplay aspects each of these guilds represent. But whatever Worldbreaker you start at, whatever the starting guild is, you start with 1 standing in that guild. That's what this dice here is saying. This die says that we have 1 standing in the Earth Guild, and throughout the game we'll be increasing our standing, or we could add standings to alternate guilds as well. Just whatever you start is, that's where you start with your 1 die. So Pat on the other side will be playing Marco Polo, who is from the Stars Guild. So Pat starts with 1 standing in Stars. The value of standing, it's somewhat similar to the mana base in Magic, somewhat, but I think that's probably not an accurate representation, but we'll get to that when we get to that. The other big currency that you have going on is mythium, which are these tokens here. We have, I'm just going to keep F11 off so we can see the names of things. This is mythium. This is the 1 token, and if you flip it over, you get 3 tokens. So at the beginning of the game, you start with 5 mythium, and this is the currency you largely use to play cards. Kind of like credits. Very much like credits.
Andre, can I interrupt?
Of course.
A few people on chat are saying that the stream is choppy. I'm wondering if you can reduce the resolution on Tabletop Simulator so that it eases up on your computer a bit.
Let me check. Same here, really choppy. Welcome back. We figured it out. This is Worldbreakers on Tabletop Simulator. Apologies for all the technical issues. Looks better. Thank you, Dapper. Okay, so to go over everything that we've gone over, we are going to be alternating actions based off of who starts first on this turn tracker, which will be rotating every turn. So it's going to go blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange. We know that our Worldbreakers is kind of like our identity in Netrunner. It gives us an active ongoing ability or triggered ability, depending on your Worldbreaker. You know that you're going to have a standing, and your standing has an effect on the game that we'll talk about in a bit. But you start with 1 standing based off of the guild of your Worldbreaker. So we're going to be on the Earth side. Well, Pat is, what are you, Stars? Yeah, that's Stars, because Marco Polo is Stars Guild. And we're going to have a hand of cards. So we have a 30-card deck. They're all singletons, all one-ofs. Whether you draft or you construct it, that is a rule that's going to happen. And we start with a 5-card hand. So I'm just going to go over the anatomy of cards. There are 2 kinds of cards in this game. It's only 2 kinds of cards, right, Ellie? Just followers and locations?
3. There's also events.
And events, of course, right. So, oh yeah, I have a perfect one to show that off. So let's talk about the anatomy of some cards. So this is Kalari Adept, which is a follower. You can tell it's a follower because it says so in the middle of the text underneath the title. And in the top left corner, that's the mythium cost. So if I wanted to play Kalari Adept as one of my actions on my turn, I can play 1 mythium, and you just return that to the bank, just like credits in Netrunner, and then you can put this in front of you. You notice underneath the Kalari Adept's mythium cost, there's that earth symbol, and that basically shows you what is the minimum amount of standing that you need to be able to play Kalari Adept. And that's what I meant when we said in the previous stream, lol, that standing was kind of similar to the mana in Magic. It doesn't use it. When I play Kalari Adept, it doesn't eat the standing. I just need to have at least that much standing to play the Kalari Adept. And so if I'm going to play the Compassionate Ascetic, I'm going to need 2 standing. So it's not something I can do right now because there's, again, 2 mountains underneath the cost here. Now, there's ways to increase your standing. We'll get to that. And a very interesting thing is once you start drafting, you'll start to have cards in your hand that are from different guilds. Right now, the decks that we're playing are mono guild. So all my cards will either be Earth or will be neutral, which means anybody can play them regardless of standing. But once you start, deck building or doing more interesting things outside of these starter basic decks, you'll actually be playing with multiple guilds. So for us, all we care about is making sure we have enough standing, but all our standing that we're going to care about is going to be Earth. Now,
I like it. It's like an influence system that is dynamic within the game itself, within the gameplay.
Yeah, I also see it kind of like a mana system in Magic, but that is divorced from mana screw or card draw, right? Like it's something that's always available to you if you need it, which is quite neat.
That's the 2 inspirations. So you've pinpointed where I stole these ideas from.
Dermakar says, "Are there multicolor cards? Are there, Ellie?"
There are planned for the first expansion.
Okay,
So
cool.
if the Kickstarter is successful, because everyone's pledging, we're going to have an expansion with multicolor cards.
And would those multiple cards require both standings or one of each?
They require 2
One of
standing
either.
of one guild and 1 standing from another guild.
Neat.
So there's 8 of them,
Mhm,
using all the combinations of 2 and 1.
mhm.
Super
And
cool.
they tell you what the intersection of the guild is all about.
Very cool.
Cool. So going back to this is our follower that we played at Clary Adept. So we checked that we have the standing. We've played the one mythium. We understand it's a follower. And generally when you play followers, you put them on kind of the front line. It's not that important. It's just kind of like a Netrunner where they teach you to put your programs at your front, the resources at the back. But, you know, we'll put them up here. And you'll notice at the bottom, there's these 2 symbols. One is a shield with a scimitar behind it, and the other is a diamond. I'm going to get the names for these probably wrong, but I'm guessing strength and health is what it's called.
You got it.
Nailed it.
Hmm.
So these followers are the cards that are going to engage in combat and doing attacks. The strength is how much damage they do when they attack, and the health is how much attack damage they can take before they are defeated. We'll get to that attack step once we get to it, but my deck is as comparable to a runner deck in Netrunner. It's going to have a lot of these people, a lot of followers that are going to be used to put pressure and directly trying to attack Pat's Marco Polo deck. So I'm going to be more follower based, while Pat is going to be a bit more location based. So we'll also notice here in the middle of the text, in the text box, it says attacks gain 1 mythium, and that's the shorthand symbol for mythium, just like you see in the top left corner. So cards have abilities, of course. They're generally not just like a stat stick. They're going to all do something when they're interacting. So whenever I attack with a Kalari Adept, I'll gain a mythium, which is sick because I want to attack. That's what I do. Now, Pat, do you have a location you can show me?
Yeah, why don't I show you a location?
Cool. So these are the second of the 3 kinds of cards, and these are locations. And it's a bit awkward on TTS. I'm going to just hit Q to rotate these so the preview shows up sideways. And locations are cards that come in sideways, kind of like ice. And these represent what Pat's deck largely wants to do. Again, these are just how the decks are constructed. You don't have to always build like a control, a location built deck or a follower based deck. You can mix this up, but this is how the starting deck is. So Pat can play a location, and you notice there's a 4 in the top left corners somewhat. It's a bit twisted right now, but that's the cost. So if Pat wants to play the Den of Sabers, he's going to have to pay 4 mythium to the bank. And when locations come into play, they have these different, what's the proper term for this? Tiers or for the 3 different things?
Stages.
The
Stages. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 3 different stages.
So whenever somebody plays a location, there'll be 3 different stages or any amount of stages. I don't think it has to be 3. And when you play this, you cover these stages with these stage counters. And basically, once this is on the table, Pat in later turns can spend an action. And mind you, we'll go over the basic actions, but playing cards largely is an action. Pat can spend an action to clear the topmost stage counter and unlock the power on the card itself. So for an action, Pat could spend the stage counter, returning it to the bank, and gain 1 power, which again is the thing you need to win the game. You win the game by getting 10 power. Now, in a later turn, Pat can now hit this button to draw 1 card and gain 1 standing with any guild. And then eventually that will unlock him the gain 2 power action once this is, once he's got to the 3rd stage. Once you've completed all the stages on a location, it is just discarded and it is gone. But that is largely how Pat is going to spend his time getting his power, is through locations, while I'm going to be trying to gain power through attacking. And we haven't exactly explained how that works, but we'll get to that. But that's the other big kind of card in this game, and this kind of, in some ways, is like an asset or like an agenda. It's something that needs to be put on the table, and largely also needs to be protected. And then it's going to be, Pat's going to have to spend his time advancing, going through the stages of these locations to get the power from them. So it's going to be quite interesting. Again, when I attack, I can actually interact with these in a way that's potentially very disruptive. So Pat is going to have to protect them. And again, it's not like Pat can just play this like you could in, say, Netrunner, where maybe you have 3 or 4 actions in a turn, play it, and then just take 1 power off of it, do the second part, and do the third part all at once. Because of the bouncing action economy of this game, when Pat plays this, I'm going to have a full turn to react to it, and then Pat can consider taking 1 power off the top. So that's a big part of this game, is the sequencing is going to be really important. You can't just put this down and then profit from it. Cool. Now the last kind of card, I have one in my hand, and for those who might play Netrunner, this is a pretty direct Netrunner reference. This is an event card. And event cards are largely what you think they are. You pay the cost in the top left corner, and then you just do the thing that they tell you to do. This causes us to do an attack, cost 2, and if the attack was successful, gain 5 mythium. Genuinely original design, Ellie. Well done.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I like that one.
Yeah, no, this is really funny. Pat pointed this out when he's looking through the cards. This didn't even have art back at the time. I was like, I don't get it. I'm like, oh my god, I get it. I see.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yo, Jacobus, how's it going? Secret stream. Yo, welcome to it. Um, that is largely the basis of the game. Now, on the left of your table, you are going to have these two cards. One explains game terms, which are just basically the keywords that are very important to know. And then the other one represents basic actions. I'm just going to hit L to unlock this, and I'm just going to pull it onto the table so it's a bit more in our face so we don't strain our necks too much. But again, how this
Good
game
idea.
works is that you get basic actions. Sorry, you get an action. So the way that this starts right now, Pat would start with one action, and then I would get an action and go back and forth and back and forth. And on your turn, all you do is just take one basic action. And these are the basic actions. And a lot of these are very similar if you've played games like Netrunner or even Arkham Horror. For an action, you can always gain one mythium. For an action, you can always draw one card. And that's fantastic. Those are like the cornerstones of Netrunner and Arkham Horror. And that's the sort of thing that's like very attractive to players who have maybe played something like Magic the Gathering where you don't have that much control over drawing cards, and drawing cards can be a premium. Not that it isn't in this game, because if you draw a card, you're basically giving your opponent, you know, two actions that might interact with the actual board state a bit more actively in a row, which can be a big deal. Another thing you can do as your action is you can pay 2 mythium to gain 1 standing. And we've mentioned how certain cards have a higher standing requirement, so if I want to play the Compassionate Ascetic, I need at least 2 standing in Earth. So as an action, I can always pay 2 mythium, so I could flip this 3 into a 1, and then just roll this up to a 2. And now I have 2 Earth standing. Or I could play 2 mythium and get a void standing if that's something that my deck needs. This deck won't. They are monocolor, but you can always gain more standing if you need to. It does come at a cost, of course. The fourth is to play a card. We've talked about that. So if I want to play the Kalari Adept on the table, whether I want to play Dirty Attack, whether you want to play a location, you pay the cost, you put it on the table in front of you. Mind you, we said followers go in the front. Generally, locations go in the back line. And you pay the cost.
So Nutshell was saying in the comments that when you're attacking, you put everyone in the frontmost line or the topmost line,
Oh,
and
for
otherwise
attacking.
your followers should be in the middle,
Okay.
and then locations can be in the back row.
Cool. Okay, yeah. Because when you declare attackers, you technically move them up. So yeah, that
Exactly.
tracks.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you. The fourth or fifth action here is develop a location, and we showed that off. So if Pat wanted to take the topmost line off of a location, he can. Next up is activate an action ability. There are going to be some cards that are going to have actions on them. They'll say as an action, do something. Kind of like if you played Arkham or Netrunner, cards like Magnum Opus or cards like Machete. Cards that basically you use them to do an action. So we'll see what those look like when they come up for sure. And then finally, attack, which is very important because there's only 2 ways in this game to get power. One of them is by generally advancing. Oh, actually, there's more than 2, but the main 2. One of them is by advancing locations or developing locations, excuse me. And the other one is attacking. Pat, could you do me a favor and could you put some followers from your deck just on the table so we can simulate what an attack looks like?
Sure. Oh well. Okay, that one's stationary.
Oh,
But maybe that'll work.
yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Jamie saying see Marco Polo himself. Marco Polo has an action on him, and it's kind of there halfway in the middle. Ignore the response stuff, but Marco Polo says action, remove 2 counters, seek out a follower, you may play it. So cards like that say action on them, it takes your action to do the card or to do the ability. Okay, so the last one is attacking, and this is not very complicated, but is technically the most complex out of the abilities that you can do. And when you attack, and Ellie, please jump in as soon as I get this wrong. When you when you attack, you choose any amount of followers and you push them forward. They are now attacking. You then exhaust them. Is that the correct ordering?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. And exhausting is a term, or is it tapped in this game? I think it's tapped, right?
We can't use tapped. There's Wizards of the
Yeah.
Coast
Yes.
lawyers everywhere.
Fantastic. So these are
We're just gonna use
exhausted.
exhausted.
Cards that are exhausted generally just can't attack anymore. Can you use an action on an exhausted card if it's a thing that comes up?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't require exhausting,
Cool.
you can use it.
Okay. So exhausting is largely used to show that they've attacked this turn. And you basically put all your attackers forward and you exhaust, and now it is on your opponent to block any of them. And they basically it's 1-to-1. They can put any of their followers in front of any our attackers, and they will trade blows.
Yeah. So I would probably put the stationary caravan guard over there.
Okay.
My camel defend my honor.
Yeah.
And this person, the lowly bard, will interrupt the Kalari Adept,
Okay.
leaving the sparring braggart.
May I interrupt?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we do them one at a time. So the lowly adept can wait in the back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And the caravan guard goes forward, exhausts in order to block, and now you resolve these two followers.
Do I choose who I attack?
Oh, interesting.
In
Okay.
terms of like the order that these fire in, they attack in, is that my choice or Pat's choice? Do I say I want to do the ascetic first?
No, you attack, and then Pat decides the order of defenses.
Okay, so order of
blocks.
defenses is chosen. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the ascetic, and if you look at the bottom, the ascetic has 2 strength, 2 health, so it'll be attacking for 2. And Pat goes ahead and throws his caravan guard front. The caravan guard has this trait that says stationary. It cannot attack. That means it just cannot initiate attacks. It can still do damage if it's blocking. And so the numbers, they basically trade. So I'm going to do 2 damage to Pat's caravan guard. So Pat can put 2 wound tokens on it. And the caravan guard will do 2 damage back to the ascetic, which will actually defeat it because that is equal or higher to its health. So this defeated, and so it goes into the discard pile.
Cool. And then the blocker continues choosing combats. So I'll put the lowly bard to fight the adept.
Okay. So my Kalari Adepts, first it says attacks gain 1 mythium, so that would trigger now because I'm attacking.
As soon as you attacked, it would trigger.
So I'm going to get a mythium for that
the
ability.
blocking phase, right?
And now this is doing 1 damage to the lowly bard, which will defeat it. But the lowly bard also does 1 damage back to the Kalari Adept, so they basically both trade and they both enter the discard pile. And for what it's worth, sorry,
they're both defeated.
Defeated. Yeah, perfect. And for what it's worth, like the whole idea of that cards trade and the board state changes pretty drastically between turns. That is something that's baked into the game, Ellie, from my understanding.
Yes. I don't want the board to get overly cluttered. So even when the board builds up, usually there's a pivotal turn where someone attacks and a bunch of cards go to the discard pile.
Cool. Okay. So things will be cleaning itself. It's not like you're going to have, perhaps 9 units on the table and it's going to be a mess. Like this should clean itself up to some extent. Because if it doesn't, the game's going to be over pretty soon from my understanding anyways. So
if one player lets the other take over the board, this is a board control game, so.
Cool. Now this leaves a sparring braggart that either Pat doesn't have any followers to block with or chose not to block with. It is the former in this situation. And so it is going to have, it's going to successfully attack. Now its damage value, and it also has an ability that could have increased its strength. None of that's relevant, at least in this situation. A successful attack is a successful attack, period, no matter how little damage you do. So firstly, when a successful attack happens, that is the way that I get a power. So for every single follower I have that connects to Pat and is unblocked, that is a way to gain a power. So while Pat has a lot of his deck has his power generation tied into his locations, a lot of my power generation, imagine like this as a runner deck, is going to be from being aggressive and attacking and forcing Pat to block up and not allow the damage through. Now the second part of a successful attack, and this is technically not mandatory, this is optional, but a lot of times it does make sense from my understanding, is whenever a follower successfully attacks, you can look at a location that an opponent has, and you are allowed to take the top development or stage token off of it. What's the proper term for this?
Damaging a location.
Okay. Yeah. So we can damage the location. So say, for instance, I didn't want Pat to be able to use the top ability on the Weaving Workshop. I can go ahead and just destroy this. Now, that has obviously a lot of impacts on the game. That means Pat is actually closer to this gain 1 power, develop another location you control ability, which to someone who hasn't played the game does sound pretty strong right now. So maybe I don't want to do that. But if Pat had a location on it that had only the last stage available that said like gain 2 power, that's a good way for me to deny Pat 2 power while also gaining 1 power myself from the successful attack. So this is akin to agendas or akin to assets in Netrunner. There are things that Pat needs to protect. Because if Pat just puts down a bunch of his locations and doesn't protect them, I'm going to come in and get all this free power from getting unopposed attacks, but also I'm going to start tearing apart his locations. And I believe that's the entirety of the rule set.
Yeah. The one thing I would remind the viewers is that victory is only checked at the end of the round.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So, we skipped the entire rally phase, which is quite important. So,
go ahead. Do it now.
Yeah. So we go back and forth again. We each take an action until we get to the bottom. And once the final player is taking the final action on a turn, you go to the rally phase, which is clearly depicted here on the bottom of the card. Firstly, you do any rally abilities, and you just might have some cards on the table that say during rally, do something. Think of them like end of turn abilities in Netrunner or beginning of turn to some extent. So there'll be abilities that care about that step. And here you check for victory. And you can only win if you have 10 victory points during this check. So it's not the first person to get 10. It is the person to get to 10 at this point in the game during the rally phase. If 2 people have 10, the game will continue on to another round. If somebody has more than the other person while both people have 10, the person with more wins. So if Pat has 11 and I have 10, Pat will win again only during the rally phase check. So you can't just like rush to 10. You still have to survive the end of the round to get to the rally phase. The third thing you do is ready followers. So basically everyone who's exhausted, they just ready. Again, kind of like Arkham Horror. Then this is very important from my understanding. People do forget this. This is also in some ways very similar to Arkham Horror. You gain 2 mythium automatically. Everybody gains 2, and you always draw a card. And then finally, you flip player order. So this little sheet in the middle flips over, and now I will be the starting player in this round. And you rinse and repeat until someone has 10 victory or 10 power during the rally phase check, 10 or more. I think the only other rule that might be important is that if at any point in time, milling is technically an option. If you run out of cards, that is a problem. So at any point in time, if I have to draw a card, but I cannot, Pat gains a power. So technically running them out of cards is a win condition. I just don't know how often that's going to show up in this.
So it's limited to 1 per round because you only get the 1 power at the end of the round if your opponent cannot draw.
Unless you choose to draw, which would be a huge mistake.
And I don't think it happened in quite a few games. Okay. So ostensibly it's possible, but it's very rare at this point.
Cool. We also didn't talk about too much, but it's worth knowing that we can have Worldbreaker abilities. So Khutulun says during any attack, and that's wild. Anytime you say the word whenever or any attack, one attacking follower gets +1 strength for this combat. So that encourages me to be aggressive. This is the token that you can put on the unit to make it very clear that this person is coming in with 1 additional. So my Kalari Adept, I think the name was, would actually be a 2/1 if I wanted to use this ability on it. And Pat's ability is a bit more nuanced, perhaps. This says response on it, but for what it's worth, the design of this game has no instant ability reactions.
Yep, that's correct. Everything happens on your turn.
Okay. And this is a design choice, I take it. Why did you think that was something you wanted to do?
Well, a big part of it is simplifying the timing structure, just keeping it as flat as possible. And the second part is that the dynamic nature of the game comes from the structure of the round tracker, where you flip turns every action. And I wanted to distill the action to that.
Cool.
So if your opponent is going to respond, they're going to do it on their turn. And their turn is going to be in 5 seconds, right? They're not going to wait for it because the game flows really quickly.
Oh, you say that, but then you're gonna watch our first game, so maybe hold on to that idea. But in terms of like the timing structure, in terms of understanding what the stack is, or any of those sort of mechanics, that's not gonna exist in this game, which is, I think, a huge relief for a lot of people. Just play your turn, and everything should largely make sense. I'm gonna say again before we play our first game, but yeah, you know what I mean. So Marco Polo says, as a response, whenever you play a location, you get to put a stage counter on Marco Polo. A stage counter is just a counter. It's a power counter. I don't think it has any relevance outside of the additional text on Marco Polo. And as an action, you can remove 2 stage counters from Marco Polo to seek out a follower card. You may play it. Now, this is interesting too. Seek is actually a keyword, and there's a lot of discussion right now in the Worldbreakers Discord, which you can join. You can find the link on the Worldbreakers game website. But seek is actually a keyword, which means you start taking cards off the top of your deck until you find the appropriate card, which would be a follower in the seek. And then it either goes to your hand or you may play it. Or is this only you may play it?
It goes to your hand and you may play it.
Okay, and you may play it.
You can choose.
So when I saw this at first, I thought seek was going to be a bit intimidating for a new player. It means you have to look through your whole deck and find the appropriate follower for the board state. But it's not the case. You basically just find the topmost follower on your deck. That goes into your hand, shuffle your deck, and everything else that you seek that wasn't the follower, which I think is so much easier to get into the game. Oh my god. It also makes it a bit more exciting because you don't know what you're going to get. You're not always going to pull the best follower you pull in every game. Ellie, do you want to talk a bit about that design? Because I'm a big fan of that, and I think you are too.
The design, sorry, you talked about several different things. Which one in particular?
Not being able to, like, not having to wait for your opponent to look for a certain card from their deck, or just basically not having that sort of universal tutor.
Right. So one of the things I enjoy in card games is the diversity of the cards. And this is one of the reasons the deck building rules are Highlander rules. You can only have 1 copy of each card. And as an extension of that, if you could just search for whatever you wanted, that heterogeneity would be lost
Yeah.
Yeah.
because your deck would just become the best cards in the game and tutors, also known as Magic the Gathering. Um, so there's no tutors. The ability is to seek out, and that means flipping cards until you find what you need. And as you play the game and as you know your deck better, you can get a sense of what's going to show up,
Mm.
and you can plan accordingly. Um, for example, if you know that the most expensive follower in your deck costs 5 mythium, you're going to wait until you have 5 mythium before seeking out, just to make sure you can play whatever shows up. So it's not search, it's easier for new players, but it still has depth for more experienced players.
I'm really excited to see it play out. And in terms of other like special abilities, there's the sheet on the left, game traits. It gives you, Seek is explained. There's some other stuff too, like Overwhelm, Bloodshed. From my experience so far, most of these are actually explained on the card text of the card themselves. So this is definitely good to have, but we might not even need it, which is cool too.
Yeah, and once again, I'm going to talk about Jamie and how they pushed for having reminder cards, reminder text on all the cards. So thank you, Jamie, for that.
Yeah, that's huge. I'm a big
I
proponent of
yeah,
that.
I think that has to exist in the core set, and uh, with the expansions, you can start to leave it behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question, Ellie, in terms of timing structure, this game has a mulligan, and it's a mulligan we'll talk about in a second. It's basically the same mulligan system from Arkham Horror LCG, which I'm a big fan of. But do we determine the round start, who starts, before we determine the mulligan or after?
Um,
Mulligan depends on player order.
right.
So we do player order first.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, cool. So we would just, let's roll a die, Pat.
All right,
Highest goes first.
4.
You got it.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so you draw an opening hand of 5 cards, and you're allowed to
Mhm.
do an Arkham Horror X esque mulligan. So the basic idea is any cards that you don't want in your starting hand, you put aside into a pile, and then you redraw back up to 5, and then all the cards you set aside, they shuffle back into your deck. Now you have to do this all at once. You can't put one aside, draw, put one aside. So basically, you have to again, you decide all at once how many cards you want to keep, put the ones you don't decide, redraw, shuffle the ones back.
Yes.
And look at Pat. Pat
So I'm
knows what he wants in his
yeah. So
starting
I'm
hand.
I'm dropping 3 cards, and I'm going to draw. I'm going to explain because this is the first game. My thinking is some of those cards require high standing, which I won't have for maybe a couple of turns or rounds. Some are just so expensive I don't see myself playing them until I have more Mythium than I have available. So that's my thinking.
Yeah, I have no idea what the what the curve should look like how much expensive stuff, how much cheap stuff, how easy it is to get to Mythium. I'm gonna make some pretty, some pretty bad decisions, but that's how everyone's first game starts. I'm not embarrassed. It is also worth noting on the side here, there is a rule book. So if you are playing on TTS and you want to look for the rules, just scroll through this and you'll find just about everything. This, I believe, there's a more modern version online, but you can definitely learn the game through here.
Mhm.
Yeah, and of course, you can always come to the Discord and
Yes.
ask questions.
Okay. So I see some cards here. Some of these are affordable, but a bunch of them, again, one of these does require multiple standing, which I don't think is something I'm gonna have right now. I do like this fella. It's also worth noting some of this art is placeholder. A lot of it's clearly labeled placeholder. That is. Do you want to talk a bit about the art, Ellie, while I work on this mulligan? Because the art is I think you'll recognize some of the artists if you've played Netrunner.
Yeah, so there are 14 different artists involved in drawing Worldbreakers. However, 3 of them drew most of the art. So one is called Agustin, he's based in Argentina, and he drew about 24 cards. And the second is Emilio Rodriguez, and you might know Emilio from Netrunner fame. He drew quite a bit of cards, including in the latest Nisei expansion.
Mm.
And Emilio drew about 20-something cards. The third artist, his name is I'm gonna mess it up, and I apologize in advance. His name is Chinzorig Batuchir. He's a Mongolia-based artist, and he drew most of the Mongolians in the game.
That's super cool.
So, yes.
Yo, Beagle, how's it going? I initially thought it meant to search for card 2. Yeah, I did as well. And I brought it up to Ellie. I'm like, what do you search for with Marco Polo? And Ellie's like, you don't search, you seek. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That makes more sense.
The dangerous thing about the seek mechanic, especially Marco Polo's ability that says you may play it, is I want to make sure I can play that card. I want maximum tempo efficiency. So I'm not going to use this ability until I have my standing a little bit higher and a little bit more mythium.
Yeah, Jamie is also mentioning in the chat too that there's a discussion right now ongoing for the last couple days about Seek and how it might be renamed to Encounter, how we want to make sure, how Ellie wants to make sure it's clear that, you know, what the mechanic means based off of looking
Yeah.
at it. But I think we're good to go, Pat. I did my mulligan.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess we're good to go.
Yeah. Good luck,
Uh,
have fun, man.
let's just start off. Good luck, have fun. I'm going to start off by playing a Heedless Investor. He cost me 1 mythium, and his ability says when he enters, if you control a location, gain 3 mythium. Otherwise, gain 1 standing with any guild. So I'm just going to move my die up 1 step. So
Cool.
I'm now have 2 standing with the Earth Guild. With the the Stars Guild.
And Pat has this, perhaps we're going to call it a chump blocker, but somebody who's okay at blocking stuff. Also, again, Pat paid 1, but you see in the top left corner, it has 1 star symbol, which means Pat had to have a standing of at least 1 to play this card, and he did. And now he has standing 2. So it can only get better.
I don't think I ever saw the investor survive for more than 1 round. So
No, we're not a big fan of venture capitalists here at the Metropole Grid, unless someone wants to invest in us.
All right, I
In
got
which
a disillusioned veteran coming down. So it'll cost 1 mythium, 1 standing, which is good. And if it hits, I can sacrifice this. Is this forced, Ellie, or sacrifice this optional?
it's optional.
Okay.
Everything is optional. Everything with an arrow is a may, unless it explicitly says forced.
Okay, cool. So I can choose to sacrifice this if it hits, and hits means hits Pat to gain does it mean hit a follower or successful, like?
I think that's successfully getting past the followers, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so this actually has to connect to gain a power, and then I can use its ability.
Hmm.
Okay, and now it's back to Pat.
Okay, let's see. What do I want to do here? You know what? I'm actually going to spend my action to draw a card.
Ooh, okay.
What did I get? Anything good?
I'm gonna toss down our friend the Clary Adept, and yeah, I'm gonna call an econ engine, quote unquote, but that's probably not accurate. But at least he gains money when he attacks.
Um, sorry, I'm just reading this card. Very neat.
I see you
Okay,
have a
so
location in your hand because you rotated it sideways.
yeah,
I
but
was
exactly.
considering
Yeah.
that too.
Never mind.
I
Yeah,
was
never
considering that
mind.
too for
Never
sure.
mind. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like how new players also you can always tell
Hold
like
ice?
wow when they're reading an ice. It's like, yep.
Why are you craning your neck
Okay.
there, buddy?
All right, let me think about this. Let me think about this.
Yeah, and if it's not
You know
clear
what?
too, this is a 3 mythium piece, which is the back of the 1 mythium piece, which I'm a fan
Okay.
of.
So I'm spending 2 to play the Caravan Guard, the camel that you saw earlier. The Caravan Guard is a neutral card. It doesn't require standing with anyone, so and this can end up in any deck. But it's stationary and it's a 2/4.
What is the animal on the camel's back? Ellie, what
You think
is
there's
that?
Oh yeah, there's a little mouse. Is the mouse the Caravan Guard the whole time? Is a mouse the parasite and the camel and the man there are just like some sort of phenotypic expressions?
So one of the cool things about designing your own game is you can put a bunch of Easter eggs in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This one is in particular is known as the good slash evil bear,
Oh
which
no.
my daughter has drawn. Half of it
Oh.
is good and half of it is evil.
Aw,
Oh, no.
that's adorable.
Yeah,
I
that's great.
I know too
I
that
saw that you also had sorry, go on.
I think we're saying the same thing, Pat. Go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, I also saw somewhere you wrote that, an image of your wife has ended up on one of the cards, right?
Yeah. If we have time to play the Muhandasat guild, then I'll point out when we play my wife.
Cool.
All right, Pat, I'm gonna spend 2, so I'm gonna flip this 3 to a 1, and I got the Humble Underpass, which is a location that has 2 stages that gain mythium and power and technically standing. So
Wow, that's really good for you. I'm happy that this has happened for you.
oh, excuse me.
No
Thank
worries.
you. The duality of bear, yes.
So this is my
This is your last
uh,
action. Yeah.
yeah, so I suppose I'll play Polo's Portraitist, for 2. Polo's Portraitist requires 2 standing with the Stars Guild, and also has a star in the top right corner. Does this mean it's a
Ah.
signature card, Ellie?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay,
Stars in the top right means this is one of Marco Polo's signature cards, and
right,
only
so
Marco Polo can play the portraitist.
yeah. So, players cannot attack for the remainder
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
round. It looked like
yeah.
Andre was building up to something, so I just wanted to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yo,
Um,
Ellie, we were talking that basically said if you don't attack it with Khutulun in the whole phase, you're goofing it. So I feel like I'm goofing it now. We'll get through.
I
feel
mean,
like
I'm good by having not played a location yet. That is
yeah.
on me.
Speaking of
So,
locations, I'm gonna use a humble underpass. I'm gonna gain 2 mythium and 1 power. So this is again the currency you need to win. So I'm at 1, which is still a long way to go, but hopefully that scares Pat a bit. And that is the end of the action phase. So hit the rally phase. So again, any rally abilities would trigger. We don't have those. We check for victory. Nobody's at 10. No one close to it, so that's fine. We ready our followers. None of our followers are exhausted. And then we both gain 2 mythium and draw a card.
And I would say that's one of the big mistakes new players do. They forget all the free stuff you get at the end of the round.
You can never forget free stuff.
Yeah, so don't forget the free stuff.
Okay, and we're gonna flip this bad boy over, and now it is a new round, except I will start with priority here. Oh, this guy's expensive. Okay, Pat, I'm gonna finish my underpass.
okay.
So I'm gonna gain 2 mythium. So I'm just gonna flip a 1, 2, 3, and then I gain 1 standing with any guild. So I'm gonna get a second standing for the Earth Guild. And now because this location has been fully developed, I'm just gonna go ahead and discard it. And again, hey Ellie, if we ever use the wrong terms for things, don't hesitate to correct it.
Oh, you've got it.
Nailed it. That's all you, Pat.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do isn't terribly efficient, but I'm going to play straight to the source for 2.
Okay.
So when I play this, I can reveal up to 2 locations from my hand. It costs 1 less for each card to reveal. I'm only going to reveal 1 location,
Okay.
unfortunately. So it
Silk
only costs me 1, and then I get
Wow.
3 back.
So this is a hidden location. So that means I cannot damage it, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So you basically get you use this to gain 2 resources or to
I
2
use
mythium.
to gain 2 resources.
2 mythium, yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Back this card, and then this goes back in my hand because I revealed it, and then turn is yours.
Okay. I'm gonna play 2 for the Eagle Huntress. The Eagle Huntress has the migrate ability, which basically when it comes in, you can either gain a standing or spend a standing to get its migrate ability. So I'm gonna spend a standing to draw a card.
Yep, the migrate ability is great. It's a very cheap way to gain standing in the Earth Guild.
Yeah. Or convert extra standing into some sort of presence.
Sure. And then I will spend 2, I think, on a Mothkeeper.
Stop playing followers. Mothkeeper stationary. This cannot attack responsive. First time you gain power each round, gain 2. Wow, that's good. Huh, okay. Actually, maybe I should consider this. Oh, this is cool, but I'm far away from playing that.
That's right. We're over here. Should have been keeping track of the round tracker.
Ellie, when it says if an attack was successful, that it means that I gained power?
It means at least one follower went through and wasn't blocked. Yes.
Okay, so I need to hit. Okay. Pat, I think I'm gonna just simply draw a card. I want to be way more aggressive than I am right now. I feel like I just need to be aggressive. I feel like I can get traded down on.
Well, I'm gonna spend 2 to play the Silkworm Terrarium, which is appropriate because the Mothkeeper will be gaining me some resources from it. So I spend 2 on this. When it comes into play, I can discard a card to develop location I control. Presumably, I can develop this location. One sec. Let me grab. No, that's is that fortification that I'm holding? No, it's stage.
Jamie says enters. I like this. I'm worried about the standing though. I'm a couple standing short of this. This seems sick though.
Yeah, so I will discard a card from my hand.
Okay.
It's a good card, but that will remove one of these stages as I develop my card.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't mute myself in time. My whole body is kind of paralyzed when a sneeze is coming, and it's just hard. I need a helper to press the button. Anyway, so that gives me 1 power as I immediately develop this this card, and the Mothkeeper responds by getting me 2 mythium.
Cool. Anything that says
And
response, that's not once per phase, right? That's as many times as it can trigger?
Right.
Right.
Except for this one.
Says the first time you gain.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah, this is first, yeah. Yeah, basically saying I use the Eagle Huntress to draw a card. I do not know the value of card draw versus getting your standing up. Maybe that was a bit greedy, but yeah. It would have been cool. Okay. Especially because I have this for sure. I think I'm just gonna do it because I want to do it, but I'm gonna spend my last action to attack. So these move
Mhm.
forward because I'm gonna attack with all of them. They all exhaust, and I'm gonna use my Khutulun ability to give the adept +1. And now it's considering attacking, so I gain the mythium.
Right. The adept triggers immediately, so you
Okay.
gain 1 medium.
And the other ones don't have an ability besides if the veteran hits.
Mhm. Uh, well, the investor has outlived his purpose.
Mhm.
Let's put it that way. So yeah, we're gonna start with putting the investor in front of the veteran.
So they both trade because you do 1
I
damage,
believe they
I
just
do
trade.
2 damage. Yeah.
Okay. I think that so this guy's a 2/1. Yeah, I think the portraitist has outlived his
Okay.
purpose, and so these two trade as well. And lastly, the camel or the good bad bear will get in the way of the eagle huntress. So I take 2 wounds, and you
Yeah.
take that away.
So all the blocks were like pretty favorable for Pat. I still wanted to do that to see what an attack would look like. But
Mhm,
now Pat has the last action, and this is interesting. Oh, she's stationary. Sorry. So the Mothkeeper can't attack my Oh, I don't have a location anymore. Excuse me.
mhm.
But it allows Pat to like do his terrarium if he needs to. I don't know if you want to.
Uh, I'm not sure if I. Well, I mean, I'll almost definitely gain power next turn,
Yeah, because
but I
you'll
just
go
have.
first next turn.
Oh, you know, what, I should have been putting something on Marco Polo when I played
Oh yeah, true,
that.
true,
So
true.
we're just gonna go back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have tremendous card advantage. I'm gonna draw a card here with my last action.
Okay.
Oh yeah, where's your hand?
Yeah. Right.
Well, I spent it, okay? And maybe we don't criticize each other about how we
You
play our cards in the first
you
grade.
you invested it heedlessly.
I did it. Oh no, I was the heedless investor. All right, so now we rally.
Yeah.
No rally abilities,
No,
no victory.
no, because they're 1
Uh,
1 on power. We
yep.
ready followers gain 2 myth
Mhm.
and draw a card, and we'll flip the table. And Pat gets the first action, which is really good considering that he has the Moth Keeper and the Terrarium to go first if he wants to.
Mm. Oh man. Yeah, I could just do that whenever I want. I think I will actually draw a card.
Okay,
Pass to you.
you draw a card. Okay,
It's a good thing I'm not on
interesting.
camera because then otherwise everyone could see me like
Tilting your
turning my
head.
head
Yeah, I
90 degrees.
know.
I'm too lazy to hit Q, I guess.
Yeah, on Alt, if you have Alt up, you can hit Q and E to rotate the preview.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just open with this. I'm gonna open with the Mongol Quartermaster, who's a big fella. So,
Wow.
so I'm gonna spend a 3 and I'll flip a 1. And so he comes in, it has a migrate, so I can play another follower costing 2 less, or just gain a standing, and that's been a problem for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and gain a standing.
Yeah, I
Wow.
recommend gaining the standing.
Yeah, yeah. I see your comments in Twitch. I think you're totally right.
Wow, 5/4 is enormous. You really want to attack with him.
Yeah, and
Now,
we
unfortunately,
we didn't
uh,
exactly talk about this, but
mhm,
it's worth noting that health does not heal unless there's some cards that do that. But like this caravan guard is gonna be injured probably until it's no longer a caravan guard.
mhm. Yeah. Now, boy, you spent a lot on that, and I do feel a bit bad about playing Pacify. Pacify will put a stationary counter on your big fella there.
That's
Where's the
okay.
stationary counters?
I
I
think
think
it's
there's a
this
shield
this
here.
piece shield. Yeah, it's the back of this.
So now he can't attack.
You pay 3 for
Um,
that privilege.
Let me pay 3 for that privilege. We'll put
Okay.
up there. Then pass back to you.
So these sort of abilities like pacify, obviously they're expensive but strong. Is this something that's like specifically a stars thing?
Yes, stationary counters are stars thing.
Okay.
And remember, the format is Highlander, so since Pat played his Pacify, there's no
Hmm.
more Pacifies in the deck.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks.
I might have other tricks. I mean, Marco Polo famously has voluminous sleeves. So much room for tricks.
So pacify means it can attack, which means I could still block with it in theory if I'm not mistaken, but attacking is, kind of nice, I guess.
Hmm.
Oh man. This doesn't feel
Mhm.
great for me. I think I might need to just take money. I want to get this feller down. I think I might just need to take money. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take a mythium.
Okay. Similarly, I'm going to um, develop my location on my turn. So I'm going to remove the stage counter. So I just gain 1 power.
Hmm.
And of course, that triggers the Moth Keeper, earning me another few mythium. And this is discarded.
Yeah. So Pat has the power lead. Oh
Thank you.
man, this is not good. I'm just taking another mythium, man.
Okay. For my turn, I will play another location. This one
Cool.
is the mesmerizing maze. So
Okay.
it has
So
two
gains one power
stages.
for the first stage is gain one power and one standing for stars, and the second is gain a power, put a stationary counter on a follower. Oh no. So if Pat gets to that, he can absolutely shut down whatever unit I play. But luckily,
I
it's
mean,
gonna.
if.
Yeah.
All right.
If is
Now,
the
what's it gonna be?
question.
Yeah.
I feel like really silly of playing a big guy into this sort of thing. That feels
What's the
bad.
worst that could happen?
Uh, you know. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to play a big guy into this. I think I'm just gonna play a soldier. I probably should have drawn the last turn because I was gonna get money anyways at the end of the rally phase. Probably didn't need to spend most of my turn on it. So I'll play a soldier. Soldier doesn't really do anything because I don't have at least 3 standing with 1 guild, which would have been good to get a 1 mana or 1 mythium 2/3, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rally phase. No one's won. Ready followers. Gain 2, draw a card, flip. Easy.
Okay. Draw a card.
I love these 1 and 3 counters because it's really easy to gain 2. You just flip a counter.
Ooh, what's this?
Stop. Okay, so now I am beginning. So in theory, I could attack with 1 unit, but that doesn't really even trade into anything unless Pat chooses to block with the Mothkeeper, which seems wrong. Oh. Okay, that seems good. Okay, Pat,
What's that?
I like this. I'm gonna play this event. It's Gur migration? Or is it Gur
Gur.
migration? Gur? Okay.
Yes.
What does
Gur
Gur
is
mean?
the Mongol habitat. It's called a yurt sometimes.
Oh, cool, okay. So I'm gonna
And their yurts, their gurs are amazing. They're
Yeah.
gorgeous and functional, and they can just take the whole thing and put it on a cart and go somewhere else.
yeah. Mongols were very nomadic, right?
Yes, they're nomadic people,
Okay.
and they're nomadic people that built an empire,
Mm-hmm.
which many Western scholars claim is impossible, except they
Except we have.
did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Raketa, how's it going? It says, I feel like playing that guy with 2 standing and a location that needs 3 standing in hand is probably a mistake. Well, yeah, largely. For what it's worth, like standing does not get used, right? So if I like play something that costs 2 standing, it doesn't eat my standing, right? Like standing is just an ongoing
Present.
ability that gates basically what you can and can't play.
Right. It's like a level.
Yeah.
Once you're level 2, you can play level 2 cards, and you don't lose the standing for it.
So Pat, I'm gonna pick the first mode. So I'm gonna draw a card and gain a standing with any guild. So I'm at Earth 3 right now.
Cool.
Back to you, man.
Sure. Well, I suppose I should.
Oh, I see what
remove
you mean, Raketa. Yeah, you're totally right. I did not plan
one
my
of
turn
these.
that far ahead.
So the Mothkeeper gets me to Mythium, and I gain 1 power.
Okay,
Oh,
this
that
seems to
goes okay.
be a problem.
That Mothkeeper is doing work.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm so worried about this because like now I'm behind on the action. So if I put down like again, sequencing is so important. If I put down like a big follower, Pat can just like immediately stationary them, which is a problem for obvious reasons. Huh. I don't mind this. Oh man, I do
Ellie,
mind
I
this.
also noticed one of your pieces of art is a reference to Princess Bride. I'm wondering if there's a location called the Cliffs of Insanity coming up, because I have a card in hand that sounds Princess Bridey, but I can't remember exactly.
There's no Cliffs of Insanity, but you are correct. The card in your hand is a
Okay,
reference to the Princess Bride.
great.
It's. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play
And
this.
unless Andre does something, you're gonna play it and gain lots of stuff. So
Okay, no pressure.
But who knows what Andre has in his hand? Probably nothing.
If I play this, oh, that's interesting. I may do that, which is like not amazing.
Sorry,
So
I'm
okay,
just very quickly retconning. I did gain a standing with Mesmerizing Maze, so I just
sure,
did that now.
sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
When I have a what's it called, the pacify counter, or sorry, the stationary counter, It says I can't
Mhm.
attack. If I have a card that causes an attack, it cannot attack.
It cannot, no.
Okay, so there's
The
no
any
way
card
it's
that says
attacking.
attack just gives you an attack action,
Okay.
and then you can attack according to normal attack rules.
Okay. Man. Okay, just gonna go a bit wider, I guess. I'm gonna pay 3 mythium for the Earth Apprentice. This is a neutral
Mhm.
card, which is pretty
Mhm.
cool. And I can either, well, it's not a choice. I'm gonna gain 1 standing,
Mhm.
and if it hits, gain 1 mythium.
'Kay.
Face check,
Um,
make the res.
yeah, see, you've only got 2 mythium out right now. I think I'm going to use oh, man, I've got options because, like, I think both the cards in my hand, Ellie, I'm in a good position to use either of them. But no, I'm actually gonna use the Mesmerizing Maze. I'm gonna develop it, so I gain 1 power first,
Yeah. Okay.
and then I place a stationary counter on exactly, thank you.
Yeah, you got
And
it.
then the maze leaves play.
Ellie, is there anything I can do with these characters that have counters on them? Like, do I have any sacrifice mechanics or any way to get value out of them?
But you can always block with them.
Yeah, I'll attack
Is
And
plenty
Pat
of
ever
ways.
gonna attack?
and there's cards that count the number of followers on the board.
Oh, that's true. That's
Mm,
true.
yeah, that's very true.
Oh, this is not good. This is quite bad. Because this is a 1/3, which will trade into my, well, will trade into, but the Caravan Guard trades into my 1/2, which I don't think that's worth doing. So for my action pad, I think I'm just drawing.
Mm. Uh, okay, so in that case, I'm doing
Whoa.
the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna play the big one. The Pits of Despair.
Oh no.
It's a 7 cost. Lucky thing,
Oh,
I have all
damn.
7 of these here. It's a 7 cost location. It's got 3 stages.
Oh, you get +1 from
And,
Khutulun. That's totally true. Yeah, you're right.
yep.
Yeah.
And Marco Polo gets another counter.
Okay, Pat, if I'm not mistaken,
What's that?
there's been a terrible accident.
Oh no!
So I'm gonna
You've
spend a
sprung his
standing.
trap card.
Yeah.
So
See
so
ya.
what does deplete do?
It's dead.
It's just destroyed?
Into
Yes.
the garbage.
No!
You've been
That's fine.
sieged.
There had to be something like that in the deck.
He just drew it.
Yeah, I just drop decked
Hmm.
it off my
Oh
draw last
no!
turn. Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
That
Well,
was all your money, right? Oh, okay. I'm back in it. That was my last action of the turn, right? Now it's you.
okay, I'm gonna draw a card.
You do have the Marco Polo ability as well. I don't know if you want to use it instead of drawing a card because it only gets a follower, but
Well,
it's worth remembering for sure.
it'll draw a fall into hand. I'd rather be able to use that ability
And
to
play
like
it.
play
Yeah,
something immediately.
that's true. Okay. Rally phase. So haven't attacked, and I think Jamie, you're right. I should have attacked for sure. Check for victory. No. Ready followers. Cool. Gain 2 mythium. Draw card.
Okay, to Mythium on the way. Oh, that.
And now Pat, you are
I
leading.
draw 1 card. Yeah.
This is what I wanted.
Hmm. Hmm.
I find it interesting. Both of them drain themselves to 0 mythium. Yeah, that happened. I needed to do it,
Yeah,
I
well,
think.
you recovered. Well, I thought I was going to recover because my location was going to do some good stuff. All right, so
That is an
you just have
immensely
1
good
per
card.
second attack.
Yeah. And it's a 2.
Yeah,
It's worth knowing it's a 2/2 because of Khutulun's ability, right?
yeah, I'm going to draw a card.
Okay. That's to me.
Oh man,
Once per attack. I need to make money somehow. Man, this thing is really tricky to play.
Solomir, you're not wrong.
Yes, Solomir, totally. The basic action card is very Netrunner-esque by a mile.
Hmm.
Put a 1/1 counter each. Okay. You may. That's interesting. That's actually what I want. Pat, we're going to war. The Amu River
No.
encampment. When it enters, you may attack. I think I'm not going to do that. Because I'd like to have the first ability before I go in.
Yeah, that's a solid ability.
Yeah.
Attack for this attack, all of your followers can overwhelm. Oh no.
Yeah, so Overwhelm
Oh,
is an
that's a
ability that
yep.
means that even if I defeat a unit, I gain a power. So it means that chump blocking is not the right play always.
Okay.
Hey, Fedge. Probably wrong, but 1 minute in gives me Spellfire vibes. I don't know what Spellfire is. Ellie, do you know what Spellfire is?
I think I do, but I'm just going to Google to be safe. Yeah, it's an ancient collectible card game from TSR. I never
Oh
played
wow.
it.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if Scribe had mentioned it, Ellie. I'm
I'm
going
sure
to
the
use
Duelist did not, because the Duelist was a Wizards of the Coast publication.
Right. You were a Wizards of the Coast loyalist, whereas I experienced all forms of card games. Um,
Yeah, Solomon, you're totally on the money. This like
okay.
interwoven action system is incredibly interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw another card.
Oh man.
Back to you.
Okay, so I think I'm going to use. Man, money is not good. I'm going to use the Emerald River Encampment. And
Hmm.
so I'm going to put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 followers. Oh, probably I should have more followers before I do that. Oh, this is not a efficient way to play this game, Andre. So I will.
Wait, are you putting? Okay, that's kind of sad.
Tell me about it.
Uh, it's kind of sad. I said it.
It's all about sequencing.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure both of you are
know.
gonna look back at
I
this game and
know.
say,
We're
"Oh,
so
I've done it all
embarrassed.
in reverse."
No, I for sure. I've yeah. But I'm gonna play on my turn. Proof of the Grotto.
Okay.
So Proof of the Grotto is an event that says play a card. It costs 1 less for each standing you have across all guilds. So I have 3 standing. So I'm gonna play a 3-cost card for free. I'm gonna play the Suave Sycophant.
These are sort of cards like, you'd be really excited to draft.
Yeah.
Draft for this is
So
really cool.
the Suave Sycophant, when he blocks an attacker, he puts a stationary counter on that attacker. And he's got a lot of health. This guy might survive
Ellie,
more than
I
one
don't like
attack.
what you've done here, man.
No, I don't like it either. I don't feel good about myself. Do you think I'm happy with this?
Oh,
If they're directed
man.
at Pat or at me.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Column A and column D. Column
Okay.
D?
This is not good. I think I'm gonna have to do an attack. I think overwhelm is not necessary,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I'm just gonna do an attack with the emboldened soldier. So it's coming in. I'm gonna give it the Khutulun buff, so it's coming in as a 3/2.
That was a 3/2,
You
yeah.
don't have to block.
It's a 3/3. It has +1 health from
Oh,
counter.
excuse me. Yeah, 3/3.
But I will
Yeah,
block with the
Solomir.
12 Sycophant.
Okay. So
Uh,
yeah,
so
being able to kill the
you
sycophant
gain
would
a
have been
stationary
cool.
counter.
Yep.
Yes. Let's get you one of these, put it right there. And I take 3 wounds on my buddy,
Yep.
and you take 1 wound on yours.
Oh yeah, 1 win, right.
Now,
Okay. Back to you, man.
okay. So I have one I'm going to use Marco Polo's action, even though I don't think I can play anything, and I don't think I would.
Cool.
But rather, his ability lets me thin my deck of followers when I desperately want a location in my hand right now. So I'm just going to use that ability to kind of to see what's in there. Really,
Okay.
maybe
So
it's not the way.
this is important. We're seeking, which means Pat reveals cards off the top of the
That's right.
deck until he hits an appropriate target, which would be a follower. So let's
So
see
I'm
what you
going to
got.
draw 1.
Not a follower.
That's not a follower.
That is
That is a follower. So that would cost me 3. So I can't even play them.
1/6.
This
If you
one,
control this location, requires 2 less to play. Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that's decent. I mean, I don't think it'll affect things too much, but yeah. So I draw this card because I can't play it, but that's my action. Back to you.
All right,
Yes.
I have the last action here. I don't think that's gonna be very good for me. The fact that I got this guy into 1 health was like totally wrong. There's no way that you want to hit this person twice. I think I'm just gonna take a mythium. And then we hit the rally phase. Pat is at 4 power. I'm only at 1. Unfortunately, I haven't been as aggressive as I'd like. We get a check for victory, ready followers. So this person wakes up. Pat's sycophant wakes up. We
Thank you.
gain 2 mythium, and we draw a card. And the board flips over, and I will be leading this turn.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Get people on the table. Man, all these pacified people.
You know what, Nutshell? That's a very good point, but I had tunnel vision on finally using my ID ability. Andre's gotten to use his ability all rounds but the first, whereas I feel like Marco Polo's sitting here not exploring, he's not seeking.
Ellie,
That's his whole deal.
I need some advice to dig out of this hole. What would you recommend I do?
Ellie, don't you dare. Don't you dare help him.
Because like
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I-
I will not listen.
I know money is tight here. The issue is like dealing with the sycophant. Like I could play somebody who's cheaper, but then Pat could like block in with the caravan guard, which wouldn't be amazing. Or I could play someone who's more expensive, which would force the sycophant, but then I'm playing, my entire economy on one person who's gonna get pacified.
I will say you definitely don't want to attack with a big guy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm going for the smaller guy. But like here, would you recommend drawing in or getting resources? Maybe do I just draw for like smaller chump attackers, like just smaller swarm guys?
So much like Netrunner, if you plan to draw anytime during this round,
Sooner
you
than
might as well
later.
do it now so you
Yeah.
have more options.
Okay. I'll take one. Draw. Oh, that's good. That's exactly kind of what I wanted.
That's what I like to hear.
That's nice art. I like that.
Yeah. Also, it's interesting. I like that this game is so flexible. It can become a 2 versus 1 game without really changing much about the balance of power. Um, so I'm gonna play. But also, for those who don't know me, I'm being fake bitter. This is the character I'm playing of Patrick, who really is a sore loser. So I
Okay.
played the Submerged Brilliance.
So draw 2 and gain 2 mythium. Gain 1 power and one standing within a guild will gain 1 power. Okay. Yo,
And of course, Markable gets another counter.
can you talk a bit
And
about
back to you.
how you design these, Ellie? Is like, does each location have a budget that's related to its cost, or how do you go by doing these?
Rule of thumb is that every power is worth about 1.5 mythium,
Okay.
plus some embellishment that depends on the faction and the order of stages. A lot of it came down to playtesting, lots and lots of playtesting.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, that tracks. I'm gonna play the Bruiser for 2. It has Overwhelm. So when it defeats a blocker, it gains
Oh.
1 power. So no matter what, if this thing attacks, I'm largely gonna gain a power. At least that's the hope. Roqueta says, I feel like a lot of this snowballed from spending 2 standing to draw 1 card early. I think you're right. Like that obviously had a huge impact on things. And one shot
Yes.
defeating the sycophant was like obviously incredibly wrong.
Yeah. So Solmir, the victory condition, like people are saying, is to get to 10 power, but you get to 10 power either by successfully attacking or by developing locations,
Or
possibly
both.
some other things. Yeah, or a mixture of both.
And
All right. So on my turn,
while our decks, sorry, Pat, I should move that. While our decks have
Yeah.
no doubt are more focused to do one or the other, that's where like draft or other like, construct formats I think are quite interesting, where you are juggling both maybe a bit more.
so this would draw me 2 cards and gain me 2 Mythium. That's great. So yeah, I will actually play Passionate Race. So I like this guy. I don't know. I guess he's stolen something and he's running away. But I develop a location I control twice. So I spend 1, and I'm going to develop this location, which draws me 2 cards and gains me 2 Mythium.
So you're stealing from the Mongols. That's a Mongol guy behind you.
I guess so. And then I'm going to develop this location again, which gets me 1 power and 1 standing
my
with any guild.
God.
So I'm just going there.
And that gains
And
you Mothkeeper too,
that
huh?
gains me more Mythium because of the moths. Thank you, moths. And that's my action. My Passionate Race. Back to you.
Oh
Oh, I drew
boy.
some good stuff.
Oh
I'll show you later.
okay.
is that a promise or a threat?
So like I could go in and take down one person. That doesn't seem amazing. So I have 2 more actions. So if I take a Mythium and then play this person next turn, that doesn't really do anything for me. The last one's gain 1 power. Pat, you're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you generally want to keep that until next turn because of the Moth Keeper.
Perhaps. I have my ways.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. I think I'm just gonna take a Mythium so I can set up next turn for next turn. Pack goes first, which means he'll probably, do Submerged Brilliance first, which is 1 power and 2 Mythium because of the Moth Keeper. Are there any abilities, Ellie, to like target attack? Like when you say attack, you don't say I'm attacking face or I'm attacking you. You just attack. How common is it to say like I'm attacking the Moth Keeper? Are there abilities that let you do that?
There's a handful of cards that will allow you to get rid of a particular follower.
Okay.
Typically with Khutulun, the way you deal with problematic followers is just applying enough pressure that eventually they have to block.
They're forced to, yeah.
Yeah, and as Roketha pointed out on chat, you lost a lot of steam with a particular Eagle Hunters play, so
yep,
I think it puts you on the back foot.
Yeah, for sure.
Wise.
And yeah, I saw you because
sorry, it's my turn.
Yeah,
I
sorry,
wasn't paying
Pat.
attention.
No, I just took a Mythium. I saw in your plays, because you did some solo plays on your YouTube channel, that you were playing against Khutulun, and like even understanding when not to block is super important because it's just a power a lot of times.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a game with Calvin Wong earlier today, and for someone who never played the game, he played brilliantly. he kept one of his follower back for 3 rounds, and that really forced me to slow down with my attacks. So he gained a lot of tempo just by not blocking.
Yep.
Mhm.
If you control location, this requires 2 standing less to play. Not that it matters. So it's a
Yeah, but it's
1/6.
also a 1/6. It's a pretty solid
Yeah,
card.
that's really solid. Okay, so
And back to you.
my last action of the round, Pat's at 5. He'll be at 6 and some more money next turn. So I just need to develop things. But a lot of my abilities right now are like the economy is tied into attacking or successful attacking, which I'm just a bit short of. And like playing this giant dude into the sycophant with 1 health seems like a huge mistake. So next turn, if I take a resource here, or sorry, mythium here, I could play 2 and then consider attacking, which I think might have to be the play. I think I need to take another mythium, Pat.
Okay. Yeah, and for my turn, I might also take a Mythium
Okay.
because I can efficiently gain Mythium at the start of the next
Speaking of the start of next round, we hit the rally phase. No rally abilities. Nobody gets to be readied because they're all ready. Gain 2 mythium and draw a card. Flip the board. So Pat, you begin.
Okay. What? Let's see what I drew here.
That's good.
Oh wow, interesting. Huh. That's a very interesting card. This neutral one I just drew, Ellie, if you can see. Um. So yeah, obviously I'm going to start by
Oh,
the, the-
so that's a piece of art by Emilio Rodriguez, by the way,
oh
and
cool.
it's beautiful. I love it. It became one of my favorite pieces in the game.
Yeah, it's cool. In fact, I might. I'm not going to use it right now, obviously, but I hope I get a chance to show it later, or remind me when the game is done if I don't use it, 'cause I really like that art as well.
Okay, so
Anyway, so
you finished the
I finished off
brilliance.
the brilliance. I gained a power. I gained some mythium, and
Okay.
now pass it back to you. I'm now at 7 power.
I'm
Sorry, 6 power.
gonna play an executor. Enters, gain 1 standing with any guild. I'm just gonna bring this to 4 again. These are monocolor decks, so there's not too much reason
Mhm.
to spread, as far as I've seen. Back to you.
Let's see. Do I have anything? You only have 2 non-stationary followers. I've got heaps of ways to protect myself. Hmm.
Yeah, the whole idea of like sitting down and just developing instead of doing anything else is obviously good, but it kind of hits that like Netrunner esque. Do you want to advance your agendas? Because if you advance your agendas, right, like you're putting
Mhm.
yourself backwards while the opponent hopefully is building board state.
I'm gonna play Inspirational Vision.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna choose location. I'm gonna seek a location card,
Hmm.
and then I can play that card, and it costs 2 less. This card, of course, costs 2 to play.
Okay.
It's kind of like an SMC in a sense. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna seek them out. I'm gonna
Is
seek
that
out
an
Northland Division.
excavator claw at the top? That's amazing.
Okay, so first oh,
You
that's a
got it.
location. There we go. Alright, so what is this?
It's the one I had.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I play it for free.
Cool.
And it has oh, damn it. Has 2 stages on it, and Marco gets another thingy, and now it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna play
Oh, sorry.
the Pride's Kashig. It
Sorry, I lost
enters.
the 1 sec. I lost the round tracker. I'm sorry. There we go.
So
So a
this
lot of what I know about Mongolian history comes from the Age of Empires 2 campaign, so I recognize that word.
it has overwhelm. It has a +1/+1 counter because I have enough standing.
Mhm.
That's all you, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Jamie's saying which stages you want to contest is pretty important. And yeah, I was talking to Ellie
Yes, for sure.
before, but having this like game of chicken where like maybe the second standing isn't amazing, but the third stage, excuse me, is great. And so you're trying to figure out when to take it without the third stage being, jeopardized by a potential attack is very interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna develop that location, so I gain 2 and 1 power. I don't gain the Moth Keeper's,
No.
bonus Mythium, but I do just gain regular Mythium, and pass back to you.
Okay. Did I pay for this? I don't think I paid for the Pride's Kishig. I don't think I did.
That seems like something you would do.
Oof.
Mm.
The Keshigs are a pretty interesting institute, historically speaking. Officially, they were the guard for the Khan, and they're the one that poured his drink or her drink.
Oh,
Um, what it actually meant is that whenever there was some sort of war council or diplomatic meeting or any of these things, they were always in the room.
Hmm.
So in some ways, it was the officer school for the Mongol army, because if you're there pouring the drinks for all of the leaders, you're listening to everything they're saying and you're learning from them.
Hmm. That's great. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, Ellie, when it comes to art on this Keshik, it says placeholder. Is that because this is not the art at all, or it's just not the final iteration?
So this is a character that appears on Proof of the Grotto, which is a card that
I
Pat
think I
played.
played earlier. Yeah.
So this is just the
Right.
cropped in version, because we see Khutulun there on the throne.
Yeah, so it's a cropped in version.
Okay.
It's going to be the same character, but it's going to be a new illustration that gives her the focus, because
Cool.
she is Khutulun's Kashig.
Right.
Yeah. I saw an earlier card that you played, Andre, that was also in the background of the braggart.
Oh, cool.
Can't
Okay.
remember. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, it was one of the people at this. One of them that I think the Cedic or something. Okay, Pat, I'm
Uh,
going to spend my action to attack. So I'm going to attack with all of them. It's worth noting that
okay.
the left and the right, the Kishik and the Bruiser, both have Overwhelm. And so the question
Mhm.
is where to intelligently put the Kutlun ability, which will give +1 strength.
Mhm.
So the 3/1s are going to get power largely unless you block with a Solemn Guardian, which you only block one of them. The 2/2, I can make a 3, which doesn't change too much. Oh, this is a 3/3. So that means, man, this is tricky. This is part of, I've never played a lot of Magic, so understanding how to intelligently block is like not a skill I've developed.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you decide where to put the +1
I think
strength.
I'm going to
Then
put it on the Executor just so that you cannot block with the Moth Keeper easily.
the
An
Moth Keeper's
exec-
not going to block.
It's an
Uh,
executor.
yeah. Okay.
Executor,
So
excuse
the
me.
Guardian
Yes.
will block. The Guardian will block the Skillful Bruiser. Honestly, that weapon does not look like a bruising weapon, but sure.
Wait,
Um.
don't forget to exhaust all of the attackers.
Yes.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
And don't
Yeah.
forget to exhaust the blockers.
Yeah.
So I take 3 damage, and I
And
do 1 damage back to the Bruiser.
defeats the Bruiser.
Yeah. So this returns exhausted. Um.
Yeah, there's a chance that attacking in waves is more interesting because if I could attack one more time, Pat obviously can't block with the Guardian, but it's
Mhm.
action intensive.
So the Sycophant will block the Pride's Keshik. So first of all, I do put a stationary token on the Keshik.
But I take one, and it has Overwhelm, so I've defeated the blocker because this
Yep.
only had 1 health left. So I will gain my second power. But this is
Okay.
now put back on the line of peaceful guards. And finally,
And
we
the
have the
last one, I think
Executor coming
the
in.
the good bad bear has to face off against the Executor. So the Executor is 3/2
Yep.
right now. So
So
in that
they
case, I think
trade.
they also defeat each other. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I did some damage, but again, Pat's had this bear for a long time, so his board's a
Well, you
bit more
didn't do any
sparse.
literal damage.
Well, I got a power.
Hmm.
Whatever. It's all you, man.
Okay. Sure. My turn. Mm, choices. I think because you're going to be starting the next round, so I don't want you to be able to start strong. Hmm. Do this. What do I do? I'm going to play Burst of Creativity for one. So this is it's a card that requires three guild standing with the stars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to seek out a follower and a location. Someone's asking, shouldn't Andre have gotten 2 power?
I
I
don't
don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Oh wait, did they both have one had Overwhelm, but it didn't defeat the Psalm Guardian? You only get
Yeah,
Overwhelm if the attack actually defeats the blocker.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
And this did not get
Anyway, so
defeated. It just got, pretty injured.
Burst of Creativity is going to seek out a follower and a location first. So that's location.
Do you want to play it or do you decide
That's
before you see both of them?
So you find both of them,
Mhm.
you shuffle any cards that didn't go into your hand, and then you
Okay.
decide which one you want to play and in which order.
Okay.
Mhm. Oh, so the Hidden Temple is a hidden location also. So I'm going to play both of them, I think. So I'm going to play the Hidden Temple,
That's
which
massive
goes over
tempo.
here, which gives me
So yeah,
leads.
this does say hidden, which means that it cannot be damaged as a result of battle. So this is a safe bet for Pat.
So that cost me 2. And then, of course, I play the Lowly Bard, who we encountered earlier, who I spend 2 on, and then she gives me 4 back.
Damn.
I know. Uh, yeah, this goes into the discard pile, and there we go.
Okay. And back to me for my last action. I'm just gonna take a mythium.
Mm.
Okay. So rally ability, if rally phase, excuse me, check for victory. Pat's getting there. He's at what, 7? I'm only at 2.
7, yeah.
And again, I've had quite a struggle just to be aggressive enough to make Khutulun do what she wants to do. So now we gain 2 mythium and draw a card. And again, it's to 10 to be able to take the W.
Jamie, I think I spent 5 and I gained 4 back, but I feel like that's fine considering I played 2 cards from the top of my deck. Like,
Yeah.
that feels all right.
All right. So we're gonna flip this. I do have the first action, which I wish I had somebody on the table to even consider attacking. Oh, this readies, of course, the Solemn Guardian.
Thank
If you want, Pat, the 3s aren't just on the back.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. This is a wake 2, but I don't think it's gonna be too relevant. Again, very few of Pat's cards can attack. I think the Lowly Bard and the Guardian might be some of the only 2 cards we've seen that didn't have stationary on them. But you can attack Pat and gain 2 power. Like, that's actually potentially a problem. Oh no, wait, I have all these Guardians.
You got all.
Yeah,
you
never
got
mind, never mind.
No, that would be
Yeah, Pat,
that would
try it
not
out.
be
Try it out.
no, I don't think so actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but you start. What you
Yeah,
got?
I do. I think I have to like put most of my money into this dude. I don't know, Ellie, if you disagree. You see the one I'm highlighting?
He's been sitting in your hand for so long.
I know, and he seems expensive, but he's not that expensive if he actually does his thing. So I'm gonna just take a mythium. That's all you, Pat.
There's no more ways for him to get specified, so
Yeah,
it's time.
yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah, I'm going to use Marco Polo's ability.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend 2 of these counters to seek a follower, and then I may be able to play it. So let's see what I got in here. Well, my deck is almost out. That's not good.
How many cards do you have left? Oh, like 5?
Okay, is this a follow? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Event
good.
and location cards you play cost 1 less. Oh, interesting.
A 2/6. Oh my god. Yeah, so I have F11 hits, so you can't actually see like how many cards in deck, but Pat has 5 left. And it's worth noting, if Pat has to draw a card and he can't, I will gain power.
Okay, so I spent 5 and I bring this person out and back to you. Sorry.
Okay. So you spend 5.
I don't.
Yeah.
Why is my tabletop simulator hand sticky? I feel like I can't let go of things that easily.
I'm gonna play a pillager for 5.
Hmm. Pillager for 5. Wow, that's pretty good.
I'm like totally worried that I just can't put enough pressure off that Pat could block nothing and probably still be okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to play this card. This is the card we were talking about by Amelia Rodriguez, right?
Oh, cool.
So I can damage a location I control to make this cost 3 less. So I will. I will damage my the tunnel, the humble underpass
Uh-huh.
in order to just gain 5 outright.
Okay. So basically instead of gaining 2, you gain 5.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of mythium.
Some
Mm-hmm.
mythium. Oh no, like I have nothing to do. Like I have to attack. I feel like I have to attack. I'm going to attack. So as my action, I will attack. I'll use the Khutulun buff and I gain 2 mythium.
Okay, so it's a 6/3.
Yeah, 6/3. I could actually in theory give it overwhelm. I don't think it's necessary.
Like a part of me is thinking,
No, I think
I
you just
don't
take
have to
it.
block this.
Yeah, wait.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think you block
what's
it.
the harm in losing my bard? Not much. This location I have in control of right now doesn't give me power. Pat gain
No.
100 counters in a big body. Yeah, I'm never going to attack. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the hit here, just in case you have some crazy.
Oh yeah, Pat, it's
No,
hidden. It's hidden. I can't even damage it.
oh, you can't even damage. Yeah, yeah, I'm just going to take it.
Okay.
Okay, take your power.
Cool.
Thought you're gonna say that the bard served her purpose.
The bard continues to entertain me. She has spun tales of my greatness.
That's all you, man.
Yeah. So I'll spend 4 to bring out what's this called? The Den of Sabers.
Okay.
It has, of course.
And that has enough power on it for you to close the game, but you don't have enough
Exactly.
actions to get to it. Like, I don't know what to do here. If I take a mythium, next turn I'll have 5 going second. So I can't really do too much. I think getting a like I don't know how generous my deck is on economy. Like Pat have huge card advantage at this point, which has obviously been a problem. That's a lot of the ongoing abilities on his people have been, you know, like this. Oh my god, Mothkeeper's been incredible. I think I'm just gonna take a mythium, which feels like the exact opposite of what my deck should be doing right now. That's all you, man. You got the last action of the round.
All right, I'm gonna obviously develop this location. Gives me a power, which is immediately giving me some.
Because of the Mothkeeper. Okay. So what are you at? You at 8?
I'm at 8.
Okay. I'm at only 3. So rally phase. Nobody has won yet. We ready our followers? Gain 2 mythium and draw a card. What's this? And we'll flip this over and you now do the lead. Yeah, Mothkeeper's been ridiculous. Oh, that seems good. Yeah, that seems worth doing.
Yeah, I suppose I'll develop this location. So I draw 1 card and gain 1 standing.
Yeah, Dan, how's it going? Are we still using TTS after the most recent Fallout? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the TTS Fallout. I need to do a bit more research. It's something I was alerted to at the beginning of the stream, and I don't think I knew about that while we made this decision, so apologies. We're going to look into that after that, but I hope you're doing okay. Sorry, Pat, what'd you do? You used the second part?
That's right. I just developed this location, so I drew a card and other stuff.
Okay, cool.
This is interesting.
And based on that too, Dan, you can play this on Tabletopia as well, which for a lot of people is going to be the easier way anyways, considering you just need a browser and account. Okay, Pat, I'm going to try Call to Arms. So I have cost nothing. I have the standing, of course. Seek out 2 followers, so I'm going to try Seek. Oh, Dog Tamer. Oh, that's good.
There we go. That's the art you put on the front of the Kickstarter, I think.
Heck yeah, that's great art. What kind of dogs are those?
I'm glad you asked. These are Mongol Bunkar dogs.
Okay.
It's a breed which is unique to Mongolia. And like anything else in Mongolia, they're super resistant, super fluffy, and huge. And legend has it that Genghis Khan had a battalion of these dogs. And that they would feast on the corpses of his enemies.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
These are the 2 I got.
They look like Newfoundlanders, not the people, the dogs.
They do a bit like Newfoundlanders, yeah. They're when you look for photos of real ones, they're just super fluffy. These guys can resist the Mongolian weather, so they're resilient as hell.
So I can play one of these. So the options are the Dog Tamer, which I could gain 3, paying 1, so I gain 2, or the Lowly Bard, which would be the same idea. I feel like I want to get the Lowly Bard down first because the Dog Tamer is going to eat my standing. I think that tracks, right? Yeah. I definitely want to do it in the other order. I'm not wrong here, am I?
I think you're right, yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense.
So I'm playing the Lowly Bard, which cost me 2, and then I gain 4 back from that. Yo, Yosengrin, how's it going, man? So they responded to trans queer use of appealing chat bans for talking about themselves with politics don't belong to games. Yikes.
Yikes indeed. And I bet when someone talks about being straight, they do not respond with the same kind of...
That's not political. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well.
Oh, it's actually worse than that.
Is it?
A person found out that if you type the words gay or trans into the global chat, you get immediately banned.
What?
And she went to Discord and she asked a tabletop simulator moderator about it, and the moderator replied that global chat has no room for discussions about sexuality, fetishes, or politics.
Whoa.
Then tabletop simulator responded with a non-apology on Twitter. It was very poorly written. And since then, they've published 2 more apologies, and it looks like they're taking the right step. However, as Jamie pointed out, and I agree with Jamie, I think it's still a wait-and-see situation. I think they've done so many mistakes early on in this situation that it's really up to them to try and amend.
Damn.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to develop my Den of Sabers to gain 2 power, which puts me at 10.
I have no realistic way of doing anything right now, right?
Not at all, no.
I can't make Pat lose power. I cannot generate 7 power. I think we just take the handshake here, right? No, I'm just gonna do my stuff. I'm gonna do my stuff anyway, so to
You do your thing.
see
We'll
what it
see.
does.
We'll see what.
Yeah, maybe I can do something. Honestly, maybe.
Yeah, at least drop some followers and
And then I
do
can do
your
one.
biggest
I can
effort
do one
with
overwhelm on
overwhelm.
camp. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. So I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the most I can do is okay. So I'm gonna play a champion of 2 men of the 2 men. Excuse me.
Mm,
Overwhelm 4/2.
okay. I guess I will respond by playing a Sly Sentinel for 3.
Okay.
This is someone that you also don't want to see.
Remove from combat an attacker attacking follower other than the follower. This is other than. So you block with attack with this first.
I basically block 2 people in a sense.
Oh, great. Okay.
I
And by
know. I know.
block,
I don't like it.
remove from combat. Oh, I thought that meant like delete, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll pay 3. Oh, onto your Marco Polo for Braggart, whose condition will actually fire, because I finally have an army, and it's your final action, Pat.
Okay. Let JB answer that. Oh, right. So someone's asking if there are cards that interact with the subtypes because we have warrior subtype, we have scholar.
Yeah.
Presumably we have
We've seen most cards
merchant.
actually to be subtyped as well, like event resource
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Okay, so you've got 4 people who can attack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is going to go the way you want. I've got 3. Ellie, what are the chances that I have any followers left in that deck?
You might have run out.
Yeah, I might have run out.
Yeah.
So in that case, I will just play another follower. I'll put this one over here. This is my Stars Apprentice. It's a neutral character that lets me boost my standing,
Mm-hmm.
so I will. And then do I play location here? I think I'll just draw a card.
Cool. Closer to the mill victory. My only option. I'll go to my last action, and of course, I'm going to use the final stage on the encampment. So attack, and everybody gets overwhelmed for this. So even if they defeat a blocker, I still will gain a victory. So even if you don't block, like the most I can get is 7, which is obviously not enough. But let's see how this goes. And I think I'll go ahead and give the lowly bard the Khutulun bonus, which might not be correct. But at least a 2/1 has a chance of trading into. Actually, no, it's not correct, is it? No, because if you block with a bard, that's fine with me. So let me see. Firstly, I gain 2 because of the Tar Pillager. Also, this triggers on the Braggart. If this is attacking with 3 or more followers, this gets +2 strength for the combat. So this is a 5/3. So I think it's a +1 or just a plus. Yeah, it's not a +1/+1. It's just a +1. So the breakpoints on your people are generally 3. So I just made it make a 2 into a 3, which isn't very relevant. So I'll make the other breakpoint is what, 6? So I can make a 5 into a 6. Yeah, I'll do that.
Brokatha is revealing my vulnerability exactly. I'm running out of ways to gain power, and I'm never going to win by attacking.
No, for sure. If I feel like I was just a bit more aggressive, obviously my sequencing the early game cost me immense amount of tempo through the mid game, but you do see how these interact in a very actually tight way, barring what this board state looks like.
Okay, so obviously I'm going to start with the Sly Sentinel.
Yeah.
Sly Sentinel, probably going to.
And Pat, don't forget to. Sorry, Andre, don't forget to exhaust your followers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
All right, I guess the Sentinel will block the Tatar Pillager.
Okay.
And I'll remove from combat. And if I remove whoever I remove from combat will be still exhausted, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. If you attack with yeah, it's got to be her, even though I could also frustrate your overwhelm plans.
So they trade, but I gained 1 because it has overwhelm because of my location. Okay, so now you have a 1/1 and a 5/3.
5/3. Yeah, so this will block the 1/1.
Sure. Taking the damage, destroying the bard.
Taking damage, and no overwhelm happens. And then I guess this will block that one.
Yeah, seems
I'll
like the
take
most efficient
5
way.
damage, but
and I'll take 2. And that ends the attack, which ends. So now we go to the rally phase, and this is where the game's going to end for this round. So no rally abilities. We still haven't seen any yet. We check for victory, and Pat has 10, and I do not have 10 or more, so Pat gets the W there. We do not go further because the game's over. Well played, Pat.
Well done, GG.
All right, Ellie.
Oh, I did have some power left in my deck.
Yeah, you have 5 power left.
Okay. Do you know what the total power the deck can generate is without attacking? Is that like a fixed number you're familiar with?
The Marco Polo deck
Yeah.
can generate 19, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
So if you're too loose with your locations and you just give them away, you might run out. With that said, if that happens, it's quite likely your opponent got in enough times
Yeah.
to gain 10 power on their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know in my deck we didn't see like some of the unique cards. I was talking about this Confidence Suitor before, which I think is such an interesting mechanic of a card. After this hits or overwhelms, if it's still in play, gain 4 and defeat it. It is not a successful suitor. But I think
it is not. No suitors are successful.
Yeah. 10,000 Ride is another unique card. Play a follower card and attack, which is such a cool and strong ability, specifically when everything has to be responded to based off of the alternating actions. So I think that's fascinating.
I drew this card at the very end. I can spend X to develop locations X times. So like if I have the mythium, I can just close out all my locations in one go. And yeah.
Someone was asking earlier, where is the nearest hub deck?
Yeah.
And Polo is heavily inspired by.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah, Ellie, can you give any feedback to how we played that? Just because we got to obviously do it again, and I need to not embarrass myself as bad.
I think a lot of it comes down to tempo and sequencing.
Okay.
And I think now that both of you know the decks better, you have a better idea of what to play when.
Okay.
And and in particular, as you pointed out, playing that Eagle Huntress early on and spending a standing was really expensive.
Yeah, it's going to slow you down.
Yeah. Usually early on, the Eagle Huntress is used for standing. You spend one and gain a card if you draw her late, just to cycle her and get some other card in your hand.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't aware how gated I would be by standing, and just with all the migrate abilities, let alone we did draw some high standing cards early. Yeah, it obviously was a problem.
Right. And there's also questions of timing your attacks through Pet's stationary effects. And in particular, noticing when you have the option to play a big follower on turn 4 and immediately flip an attack with that follower.
Yeah.
You don't want to play a big follower and have it specified without having attacked with him at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks. I was trying to attack every turn, which gave me a lot of these like awkward attack on 4, which were pretty bad, specifically into that one guy who pacified one of my people and still survived. That was obviously an issue. But I know as much as possible I should be attacking it. That tracks.
And one thing for Pat, when you play a big location, don't assume it's invulnerable. There's cards like Lay Siege that can just destroy it.
Of course.
So it often makes sense to wait until you have your turn 4. Just to make sure you get at least one stage.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the point where I get 2 turns in a row, in a sense.
Right.
So I can still get some use of it. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and you have a few other tricks that put you in similar situations, but that's the most common one. You play your location on turn 4, you flip, you can develop the location at least once.
Yeah, the two actions in a row I think is super interesting, specifically how the rally phase happens between them. So you can't like incredibly like capitalize on that, but it's still obviously a very important part. Pat, you want to run that back?
You want to do a rematch, you mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
You don't want to swap?
No, I want to figure this thing out.
Okay.
He wants to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's out for blood now, and he's only going to get angrier the more he loses.
Do you want a high roll to start?
Yeah, I was just going to suggest we play other decks only because like then Andre will be able to use his inexperience with the deck as an excuse. I got 1.
I thought I rolled that, man.
I thought I rolled.
Okay, let's redo it. Sure. Yeah. Right, 2?
2.
Bit better. Not good enough.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
We should always just do even odds. I don't know why that's. Yeah, even odds. Call even or odd, Pat. We're gonna be here all afternoon. Okay, you go first.
Okay, I go first. All right. I haven't even taken a look at these cards yet.
Okay. Let's look at this.
And I'm gonna check out and come back in a couple of minutes.
Cool.
I'm just getting some water.
Perfect. Okay, so
Um,
let's look at our opening hand. We learned about this
background's
card.
good.
Yeah, running last click is the problem. This is nice. It generally doesn't want to get blocked. Economy's an issue. I definitely don't want this card, and I don't think we want to get this.
Okay, I'm done
Whoa,
mulliganing,
that
I
is
think.
immensely powerful. I don't even know if we want this. Actually, no, that's probably good. That's the cheapest way to get standing, I think, in our deck. Okay. All right. Oh, I like that guy. This one's great too. Pat, good luck. Have fun, man.
Good luck. Have fun. Yeah, I'm gonna start by playing the Illicit Bazaar.
Oh, this is hidden, so I can't just like jam a person on the table and smash into it.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it costs 0, which is lovely.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So Markable gets a token.
Okay. So here we are on this turn.
Hmm.
So what do we open with? Is the question. I do like this feller fair bit. I'm gonna open with the Kalari Adept. Just a nice 1/1 that gets money if I attack.
Hmm.
That's all you, man.
Hmm. Yeah, I will play the Solemn Guardian. 3. So Solemn Guardian costs 2 requires 2
Yeah.
less standing while I
Ah,
have a location.
not a great start for me. Okay. I think I'm going to establish, like, now if I attack into this thing, it's going to take me a while to whittle it down, and I specifically don't want to attack with people with 1 health, because that would be bad. So I don't want to
Hmm.
play this person who has 1 health. This is okay. I think this is definitely worth doing. This is also an option for sure. I think this is probably fine, because Pat's not very aggressive. It's just going to take me, again, like, a lot of turn to get this down. So maybe I'll start with this. Yeah, I'll put this on the table. It's an Eagle Huntress. I'm going to learn, and I'm going to gain the standing.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's figured it
Everyone,
out.
he's learning.
Yeah.
This is dangerous. Um, well, I'm gonna develop this location before it gets completely trashed.
I can't.
So I gain
It's
2.
hidden, man.
Oh, you're right. It can't even be damaged.
Yeah.
Um,
You can still do it.
but yeah, I'm still gonna do it.
Okay.
So I'll gain 2 and boost my standing.
Okay. So it's we gotta remember to move this, eh? This is Ellie was
Mhm.
spoiling us before. So if I attack here with the Eagle Huntress, you could basically trade some damage. I don't think that's amazing, but I can make this a 3/2, which means it'll trade into the Solemn Guardian twice. I think that's probably fine. Or I could attack with a Kalari Adept as well. This is the part of like, well, I never played a lot of Magic, so I don't know like how you're meant to be attacking and sequencing attacks. But here we are,
Mhm.
Pat. If I attack with both of them, one of them goes through. It doesn't damage your location, but it's guaranteed 1 power. I'm
Yep.
assuming you'll trade him with the Kalari Adept, which is, yeah, I'm going to attack with both of them. Why not? And I'll
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
the,
Certainly, the interesting thing about this game versus Magic is you can attack multiple times in a round in this game, and really kind of feel your way through your opponent's defenses. The first one, you attack with the 1 and Pat blocks. You can attack again next action. Well, yes.
yeah, but I don't know if, I think I have something I want to do for my next action. Yeah. And
Yes.
your
So
Adept will
who's
be
getting
safe.
the +1
Hold on,
strength?
hold on. Maybe Jamie's right here. If you attack with 1 and Pat blocks, you can attack again. Oh, because it exhausts Pat. Yeah, you're totally right. So I think I'm going to attack only with the Eagle Huntress and make it a 3/2.
Mm.
Yeah, there's an opportunity cost if I'm
That's
committing to attacking again for sure, because I kind of wanted to do this, but I feel like
yeah.
that's fine.
That is very annoying because her ability says every attack
Yeah,
1 follower gets +1 strength.
but it doesn't matter. Like if you don't block the Kalari
Mm.
Adept, attacking for 1 damage or 2 damage doesn't change,
Mm.
right? Like it's just a power, and I feel like you can probably give me a power. Like if this wasn't a hidden location, I think you'd be a bit more, you'd be sweating a bit more.
Sure, I'll block.
Okay, so take 3, I take
I
1.
take 3. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're totally right, Jamie. Even if Pat doesn't block, so now it's you, Pat.
Okay. Um, I'll spend 2 on everybody's favorite. It's the Moth Keeper.
Nobody's favorite.
She's a 1/3.
And do you have a resolve an ability on a card you control, which I think that would be Marco Polo mostly, right?
That would probably be Marco Polo, yeah.
Okay, so now if I talk with,
I haven't seen many other action abilities on cards.
yeah, so if I attack with the Kalari Adept, oh, I think this, man, this is interesting because I think I need to go next into this thing. if I put this thing down and then because I get 2 actions in a row, right? So then I could attack with this thing, which would be guaranteed to gain power, which I think is what I want. But maybe I want to wait for Pat to play a location. Yeah, you're on the wheel now. Yeah. I think I pushed this for multiple. I don't think I just sit passively and play a location. That doesn't seem like the right thing to do. So Pat, I'm gonna play a skillful bruiser for 2. I guess my people are on the back line. I should position this more correctly. So she is 3-1 with overwhelm, and that is the end of the phase. So nobody wins. We unexhaust. 2 mythium. And a card. How do you have so much mythium? Oh, I guess this thing was free, huh? Okay, so we flipped it, and we'll go first. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see what we're working with now. Now, how to sequence my attacks correctly. This is probably not the right deck for me. Yeah, I think I just attack with both of these. So Pat, first action. I'll get this off of here. It shouldn't be there. I'm going to attack with, I think, both of these. So the Bruiser is a 3-1 with Overwhelm, and the Eagle Huntress is a 3-2 with Khutulun.
Yeah, I think this has to block the Bruiser just to keep it from overwhelming again later, right?
Yep. So they both trade, and I get a power.
Yep.
Are you blocking the 3-2?
No, I won't.
Okay, so again, another power. Okay, it's back to you. I wonder if I should. Oh, yeah, I can still. Yeah. Yeah, they're both effectively 3-1. Yeah, for sure. This has a wound. Yeah, I should not call this a 3-2.
This one.
So the Mothkeeper's response is still active even if she's exhausted, right? So even if I pressure you to block. Oh, no.
To bring out a Silkworm Terrarium. It is also hidden.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use its enter ability because I like the cards in my hand, but it has 2 stages.
Okay. So these both being hidden is obviously a bit of an annoyance to me. What are we going to do?
Back to you.
Money's not great. I think I'm going to start with, I think I actually do a bit passively and play this. Because if I play this, getting the standing is not that relevant. The money seems more important. Because if I do nothing that costs me money next turn, I will have a bit more. So I think I can do this and develop it. Yeah, I'm gonna do something a bit slower now, Pat. I'm gonna play the Humble Underpass for 2.
Cool. Hey, that's a solid one.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, so I will develop this one, which gives me 1 power, and the Moth Keeper gives me 2.
Okay.
Back to you. Sorry.
Yeah, we should just lock this. Well, we don't have to flip it. Okay, I'm gonna develop the Underpass, so I'm gonna gain 2 myth, and I will gain a power.
Okay, back to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to use. Oh, you know what I should do? I should use this build. I should use the Illicit Bazaar.
Yeah.
To gain 2 mythium, and then immediately use these locked.
No. Oh, these are the examples, so they're locked.
Oh, I see. And when with the same action, I'm using Marco Polo's action to seek out a follower card and possibly play it. So let's see what I got. Nope.
How many of those do you have?
Nope.
No.
I think the deck literally is a third.
Yeah, I know. There you go.
All right. So what's this? Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll play this.
Damn. How do I take this thing down? How do I take this thing down? Okay. So it's back to me.
Back to you.
Yeah, this is really important because it just like these 2 cards, if I can't threaten Pat to block with them and defeat them, they are gonna just so much value over time. Oh my god. Okay, so this is my last action of the phase of this turn. Gain more money. I think I'm just gonna gain more money. Yeah, I'll finish this. I'm gonna gain a standing. And 2 myth. All right, Pat.
Okay. Yeah, I will finish developing this location down here, which just gives me 2.
Okay. You can just flip those if you want.
I could, but I'd rather keep them separate
Okay.
until we get to much larger amounts.
That's it.
Uh,
Upkeep.
okay, so draw 1,
Gain 2.
2.
And I lock this. LF. That's all you, Pat.
So what did I get?
Nice. Nice, 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 nice.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I think I'm okay. It's looking better
Okay.
than last time.
Yeah, I'll play this for 2.
Yeah. This is not hidden, so this is actually where military matters.
Yeah, this is not hidden.
Okay. So you're paying 2 because, of course, the generous dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. If I attack now, I'm attacking with potentially a 2-1 and a 2-1, or a 3-2. Sorry, 3-1 and a 1-1.
I like those odds.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pay 2 for
Okay.
the Pride's Kishig,
Mm.
which I have at least 3 following, so it has a 1-1 counter. So it is a 3. I feel like that might be one action too slow though.
Mm.
This is the +1/+1 counter for those watching.
Yes, you've got 3. You're going to be damaging something if you attack with all of them.
Yeah, unless you play a follower. This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, so I guess I'll play a follower.
Okay.
This is the Heedless Investor. So he costs 1, and then I gain 3.
Okay. So this is a 1-2, which is fine for the adept. This would be a 2-2, which is technically a trade, and then I'd come with 3-3 with overwhelm, which would probably hit the generous dealer. Man, I'm not good at sequencing these things. Okay. I'm going to call to arms. Seek out 2 followers.
Mm.
Oh, Lacey just coming up. Gratuitous script. Oh, it's a
Well,
career fair.
you do have to shuffle.
No, I'm aware. I'm just looking at the cards. Wild Boar Charge. Defeat a follower that has 2 or less remaining health. Man, these cards are good.
I'm aware of that.
Passion Ascetic. If you control at least 2 other followers, put a 1-1 counter, so that's going to go to my hand. And Forceful Rogue. So let me just shuffle these back. Seek is so much more exciting than Search Your Whole Deck.
Mm.
Enters. You may damage a location even if it is hidden.
Oh, wow.
Oh! Don't mind if I do. So I get to choose to play one of these, right? You may play one of those cards. So it's either a 1-2 that damages a location, or a 2-2 with counters. I'm going to play 2 for this. And I'm going to go ahead and destroy the Silkworm.
No.
That stops you from getting your Moth Keeper. And this goes back to my hand.
My beautiful worms.
It's all you.
Oh, boy. Okay, so you are definitely going to damage this thing.
CBS, how's it going? I wonder if you could keep the turn tracker on one side and move from left to right, as it would be confusing. Oh, like on one side of the table? I kind of like it in the middle, but I hear what you mean. I feel like there's a bunch of ways to do this. The flipping of this thing, though, is so cute to me.
We've actually tried going left to right and then right to left.
Yeah.
But people forgot where they are in the turn.
Oh, I believe it.
We start flipping. Yeah.
These also didn't used to be enumerated, right? That was like a recent change. Is that correct?
Which one?
There's round tracker. This used to just be symbols. It didn't used to say 1, 2, 3, 4 the last time I saw this.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
We got some feedback that the numbers make it easier, so we added them.
Cool. I like it.
Oh, choices. Like, this location is getting damaged. I have to decide which of these stages I like more.
Yeah.
I like power and standing, but also drawing 2 cards right now when I only have one hand. Great.
I wonder if that was the right one to take down. I think it was. Okay, card advantage is something you're lacking. Instead of taking down the Silkworm Terrarium, the power, and it's because the Silkworm is not just gain 1 power; it's gain 1 power and gain 2 resources. So basically, is a power worth 2 cards, and probably I'm okay with you getting the power. I think I damaged the wrong one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the cards and credit here. So
yeah, I think I goofed it.
Gain 2. And let's see, did I get anything good? Yes. Back to you.
Oh, good. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Compassionate Ascetic, so she has a 1/1 on her because I have enough folk.
All right, so this isn't working out so well this time, but
Yeah, I was about to say I just stepped back,
Mhm.
and it looks like one of you is in a better situation than last game's.
Yeah,
mhm,
I needed some help from Jamie, but I sequenced some aggressive attacks on turn 1 that were actually, I think, quite good for me.
okay. Let me think this through. Let me give. Come on, give me a second. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
think
yeah.
this
So Pat, the interesting thing too is like if you don't take your submerged brilliance, there's a chance that I'll
through. Mhm.
attack, you'll lose the second one, and then on the beginning of my next turn, I'll attack again, and you'll lose the third one.
Yeah, that's something I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Um, but I think I need the standing.
You can always pay for standing too, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
pay
I
2,
know. I
gain
think
1.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this stage, which gives me 1 power,
Uh-huh.
which gives me 2 mythium, because I haven't used. No, I probably have used that ability already. My bad. The moth maker ability. And it also improves my standing.
I don't know if you have.
And I'm pretty sure I used silkworm.
Okay.
No, no, you're right. You might destroy
No,
that
I think I
earlier.
destroyed it. I don't think you have used it.
Okay. In that case, go ahead.
Okay. So this is my last action of the turn, so I'm definitely attacking. The question is where I put the Khutulun counter. So you have 1-2, which would in
Mhm.
theory recommend me to put it on the adept or the forceful rogue. I feel like the rogue being at a 1-3 would mean it would definitely survive an attack, which seems a bit better, unless you don't block it and then it doesn't matter.
Well, the
Uh,
rogue would be a 2/2.
oh, sorry, a 2-2, yeah, which means
Mhm.
nothing. You're right. Man, this is, I'm not very good at this. This is a 2-2 as well, which again could trade with the Heatless Investor. Making a 3-2 doesn't matter. The 2-6 doesn't matter. The 1-3 would matter. So making a 2 into 3 is important. My Pride's Knight and my Compassionate Ascetic are 3-3. The Pride's Knight is the only card here that has Overwhelm. So making, I think I make it a, this is a 2-1, so I think I make the Eagle Huntress into a 3-1 just so you can't value block with the Moth Keeper.
Mm.
Maybe that's wild. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah, now I have 2 big attacks in a row, Jamie. I think you're totally right. I'm excited about that.
All right, so you are attacking with everyone.
Everyone, yeah. So I got 1 from the Kalari Adept, and again, this one
Mhm.
has Overwhelm, and 2 of them have +1/+1s.
All right.
Just make sure to exhaust anyone who's
Yes,
attacking.
yeah, touche. Thank you.
Hmm. Larry Adept. It's going to be annoying if I don't take care of him. Have +1.
And then if this connects, not only do I get power for each one that hits, but I can destroy the Submerged Blood Brilliance because it's not hit.
Hmm. Man. All right, the Moth Keeper is going to block the Adept.
Okay, so Adept's down. You take 1 damage.
She takes 1. Then
Hey, Ellie, is this
yes.
Khutulun counter? Is that something that's going to ship in the game, or is that just like a convenience on TTS?
Yes, that's going to be shipped with the game.
Ah, super cute.
Yes, and it's
The
going to be
Investor.
hexagonal, which is incredibly difficult to do in tabletop simulators.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it.
Apparently, yeah. Okay, so the Heedless Investor will block
So they
the Eagle
trade?
Huntress. They trade.
Okay.
And then I've got the Generous Dealer, who is going to block. If I block the Forceful Rogue, then you're down more people,
Yeah.
which would be
Yeah,
good.
I feel like I definitely destroyed the wrong place. This place I could have definitely not given you 2 cards. That's my bad.
Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. I think I'm going to destroy the Rogue just so I have
Okay.
some advantage.
So
I
you
think he
take,
was a 1/2. Yeah.
yeah, you take 1 damage. And so then these both hit. So I will destroy your location and I'll gain 2 more
Hmm.
power. So that'll be the end of this turn. So Pat has the economic lead by a mile. He has no locations right now. He has 4 cards in hand. I have 5 power to Pat's 2. So no one's winning now, but we get to ready our followers, gain 2 mythium, and draw a card, and I will still get the first action next turn. Just gonna flip that. Okay. Yo, Dunge, thanks for streaming. Since I read an article, I wanted to take a look. Yo, it looks really good so
Hmm.
far. These are our first games, and while we're playing far from optimally, it has been a lot of fun so far.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm
Ow.
playing with cruel efficiency.
Okay, I don't know whether I want to pull a counter from that. I think I do. So I could attack right now, and then that would mean I would have a 3/3 and a 3/3, potentially a 4/3 and a 4/3.
Mm-hmm.
So Pat would probably not block, which is just 2 free power, which might be just good enough. Otherwise, Pat has an action to put down a follower, and he probably can afford one with all his money, or play like a pacify effect, which I think I don't want to let Pat play a pacify effect. So it looks like I am definitely gonna just attack for first. So I'll exhaust both of them. My
So you're
Khutulun
running,
ability. Sorry.
running first click.
Yeah. That's what you should do. You got information. You see the
good.
hard hitting news. You credit up the rest of your
Um,
turn. The question is whether that Khutulun. Now this is overwhelmed, which means if you block with the Moth Keeper, that's
Mhm.
not optimal. The Compassionate Ascetic.
Has nothing else going for it.
So I think you would
Um,
want to block.
hmm.
Yeah, the dealer into the Kashig. So I'll make the Kashig bigger. Again, you don't have to block. It's just 2 power, but
Mhm.
maybe I should wait until you have locations down, actually. Yeah, that's actually probably better. Oh, I don't know how scared I should be of your pacify effects because I've seen none so far. But like right now, it's difficult for you to play locations. I think I will wait for that.
Okay.
I don't know if that's correct.
Um,
Maybe Jamie or Ellie will tell me after the fact, but maybe I'll do something else. Because getting just 2 power doesn't seem good enough. Yo, Skeleton, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, EU friendly. Sure.
I don't think that entirely matters because like you could do one more damage to the dealer. Nutshell.
Yeah, it sort of
Um,
matters. It definitely
which
matters for
which
the
would
dealer.
change the math of later attacks for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna just play the Amu River armor. It's all my money,
Mhm.
but I will migrate, which
Mm.
maybe I'm gonna regret, but to gain the money I paid back and get a 1/1 counter and something. So the
Oof.
1/1 counter I'm gonna put on the 3/3 just to make sure all of them can. I guess they already contest the Mothkeeper, but this makes me less uh basically pacify is gonna be less strong.
Mhm.
That's all you, man.
Okay. Wait, portraitist.
Fuck
And back to you.
you, absolute ass.
Yeah. That's how
All
it goes.
right,
That's
good
how it goes.
stuff.
So I just have to say, I know what's in Pet's hand, and
Yeah, I can't
you're
ask
going
her
through
out.
the math. Like, should I attack? And I'm like, no, don't do it. And then you pass, like, no,
Oh
Yeah,
no.
that's how it
your
goes.
tempo is all gone.
Yeah, now that's really bad for me. I'm gonna play the Gear Migration. Why can't I? Did I lock this? Yeah, I locked it. Wait, hold on. What's happening? There. So I'm gonna draw a card and gain a standing for 1. So I
Mhm.
get another. Back. That's all you, man. Stupid
Okay.
portrait.
So I should probably, yeah, I should draw here actually.
Pat chose violence, non-violence. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I really like this portrait. Is
Hmm.
oh, you drew. Excuse me. Yeah, that's on me.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna draw as well. That's all you.
Okay. I
Nice.
will play the Humble Underpass. It has 2 stage counters on it.
I am familiar with this. There's only I think like 2 locations in my deck, and this is one of them.
Hmm.
All right, so this is my last action of the turn. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play. So next turn I'll have 4. So I could do this. This is obviously a very strong card. How much did you pay for this, Pat? Did you only pay 1?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I forgot to pay, but I'll pay 1.
Oh, you didn't pay. Okay, yeah, I was just trying to remind you because of the dealer.
Mhm.
It's a good thing you reminded him
Yeah,
because he paid
right.
nothing.
Yeah, real good thing.
Honest play is
Mm.
rewarded. So I have a question here. Either I play this right now and then pass my turn. I don't think I want to play this and give Pat. Not that I can, but it's either that or I take money so that I can play this next turn. But I feel like I want to be as aggressive as possible at the start of next turn. So I'm just gonna play the Executor, which gains me a standing.
Okay. So you've got 4. I will want to get a follower out there.
Yeah, only one
So
of mine has Overwhelm right now.
I'm actually gonna play another location. This is a hidden temple.
Nice.
It has 3 stages on it.
And I'll give you a Marco Polo counter. You want for Marco Polo if we just use dice? It might be simpler on TTS.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it for me. So is that the end of the round?
Yep. So nobody wins. On exhaust, gain 2 mythium, and draw a card. We get to flip this thing that I keep blocking. And Pat begins. Nice, this guy.
Ooh. All right, let's see. What can I do with this?
So
I
Pat
need a
has
follower.
2 locations. One of them's hidden, considering it's called the Hidden Temple, so I can't damage it.
Hmm. I'm gonna seek a follower.
Okay. Using Marco Polo. So we got the Auspicious Smuggler enters, take an additional action on your next
cool.
turn.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. I'll spend.
This is the Big Lebowski card, huh? What's the name of this? A
Yes.
Sam Elliott looking guy?
Sam
Yeah.
Elliott, yeah, of course.
That is the Big Lebowski card. And
Yeah.
it was so funny. It was drawn by, so for those of you who don't follow everything I put online,
Mm.
this was drawn by an Italian artist. And the description was a gray-haired, mustachioed person. And she used Sam Elliott, also known as the stranger from Big Lebowski,
Mhm.
as a draw over. But she didn't like obfuscate it enough because I guess the Big Lebowski is not a big thing in Italy.
Mhm.
So I've shown the card to 10 people, and all of them asked, "What is the stranger doing on your card?" So I asked her to tweak the art a bit more. I'm actually going to put the YouTube video on the chat so people can see the whole
do that.
story. It's just 1 minute.
Yeah. No, I like those
I
dev
wonder if,
updates.
yeah. I wonder if he's selling rugs. Like, I think I need one that can really tie the room together.
It's true. You know what? Canonically, now he's selling
He's a
rugs.
rug, though.
Yep.
So
Okay.
you get 2 actions in a row on your next action. It doesn't eat towards your total of 4. It's just take an additional action. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I attack now, I have a 3/3, 3/3, 3/3, and a 2/2. That forces some awkwardness from Pat. Obviously the Polo's Portraitist is going to go down. I feel like I'm going to just attack. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing on my turn. I feel like I should attack. Again, we didn't attack last time. I got punished hard. Oh, probably shouldn't do that. So I'm going to attack. It's going to be my action. I just got to figure out who,
Yeah.
where the buff is going to go. Again, so they're all 3/3s besides the 2/2, but one of the 3/3s has Overwhelm. So the 2/2 is only value blocked by a smuggler. The 3/3 basically takes down everybody. So I think I buff the 2/2 so you can't value block with one of your 1/3s. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with this.
What are my options here? Not many. My people do not have high attack power. If I were drafting or constructing, I would definitely get some higher attack units in here. But so I've got 2 3/3s. This 3/3 has Overwhelm.
That's the only ability that matters for attack.
Okay. So I'm going to block the Overwhelm one.
Okay.
Uh,
So it takes 2 damage.
You take 2 damage. I take 3.
Okay. So it's getting there. This one's on the back
Still alive.
line.
Okay. Yeah, I guess none of the rest matter a lot. But I kind of want to deal with. Does she not have? Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah, she's this one.
I mean, the Portraitist is going to block the Armorer.
Okay.
I think they're both artists of a sort. It's just that my Portraitist is feeble and weak boned.
So the armor takes 1.
I think the Smuggler will block the Ascetic.
Okay. Taking 1 as well. And now we have a 3. You're
And
blocking
now
with
the
her.
question is, do I block the Moth Keeper? I think I might have to.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I might have to.
It protects your underpass.
Yeah, I'm going to block with the Moth Keeper.
Okay. So it'll take 1. And that is the end of this combat. So I had no successful hits, no overwhelms, so I don't get any power.
But I have no followers. Well, I do have 1 follower on the board. Okay.
Going back to the discussion from before, this is how Khutulun gets rid of opponents' followers. Not by like zapping them with a lightning bolt, just by playing enough pressure where eventually you have to block or she's going to gain the power she needs to win.
Yeah, that totally tracks.
All right. Well, let's see what I can do. I have 2 actions this turn.
Yeah, in a row.
I'm going to play another location.
Ooh, the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, the Uncanny Valley. It cost me 4 because
Do you want
my
to do the
dealer is
enters?
still alive. Do I want to do enters? He asks, not knowing what is about to happen.
Oh,
'Cause I could. No, none of this is definitely going to help. Well, let me think of this. Maybe I'm wrong. So the card in my hand is not necessarily useful if this turn goes the way I want it to.
Shell, how's it going? Welcome.
You know what? Sure, I'll discard a card
Okay.
to develop the Uncanny Valley,
Okay.
which means
I
yeah,
lose
let's
a Mythium. That's pretty rude, Pat.
yeah. So I gain 1 and 1 power,
Okay.
and you lose 1 Mythium. And in my second action this turn,
You gain 2 power there. Oh, and you gain 1 power, 1 Mythium. I see. Okay. So you have 1 more
oh
action
boy,
because of Mr. Elliott.
hmm yeah, I'm going to play this.
Mm-hmm.
X must be less than or equal to your standing.
Oh
Develop
boy,
a patient to control a total of X times. So I'm going to spend 3.
this is our biotic labor.
Yeah. Now Ellie, you're in the chat. How does X? How is X affected by the generous dealer?
Oh,
You pay 1 less. You have a one
so
less
you
So
could
I,
you
card
could
to
so I
use a
pay.
dealer.
So I pay
So this
2
only
for
costs
3
you
actions.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen.
yeah. Tell me.
Going to develop this. So I draw a card and I gain 1 power, and my opponent discards a card.
That's not random. It's my choice, right?
It's your choice.
Okay, so I have 3 more turns. I guess I have to discard this, which is unfortunate.
Jamie says I wrote the rule for that yesterday. Thank you. I'm going to continue developing. I'm going to develop this card, which
Yeah,
says I gain 1 power. Your opponent loses 1 power.
yeah, it's fine. Do you
Okay.
want mine or do you want one from the bank? Here, have mine. It's
You
better.
know what? I'll take yours because
Yeah.
it
Okay.
that feels a bit better for me.
Get out of
We
there.
should probably update the rules that you take your opponent's counter.
Yeah. Right.
Just for spite.
Yeah.
And then I'll activate the humble underpass with the last of these, which gets me 2 and 1 power.
Feel like things might have got away from me on that turn.
And now it is your turn.
Yeah, losing the resource is actually a problem. I'm going to gain a resource.
Okay. I will develop this location, which gets me.
Two.
Sorry. Where'd I go?
Sorry. It's 2 Mythium and a standing.
I did 2 in the standing, so 4. I get 2 of these.
Okay. I'm
Back
just going
to
to
you.
get a Mythium.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a rough turn coming up.
Yeah.
Yep. Probably gonna need.
This is hidden though.
Yeah, that one's hidden. That's fine.
Yeah, it's quite
I'm
fine.
just wondering, like, what do I do with the card in my hand? Do I play it
I think you need to
now?
get to the draw 2 cards part of this hidden temple.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to use his ability and spend these 2 to seek out a follower. Nope. Nope.
Go away, pacify. No.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Yeah.
There's one. Yeah, I'll pay 4 for that.
Whoa.
Just in time. Wow.
Oh, this is the guy on the art from Burst of Creativity. That's
Yep.
super cool.
And let's see if you can find him and the Uncanny Valley as well.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, so he's sculpting with mythium, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so Uncanny Valley is used up. He is now in play.
What's
It's your
rally
turn.
mean? Is that like what happens when it comes into play?
No, rally is at the end of the round.
Oh, it's a rally phase, of course. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the first time we've seen that. Okay. That is quite good. So I have 1 more action. I can attack, but I'll have 2 actions in a row. No, that's a 4/4. I think I'm just gonna play the cavalry. I can never say this word. Cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we hit the rally phase. So first you do rally abilities.
So I'm going to develop this location. I gain 4. I don't think this is going to save me.
Okay. We check for victory. So you're at 6. I'm back down on 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ready followers. Gain 2 Mythium and a card.
and flip the round tracker.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good card to draw. Okay, so I get to go first. The question is, how aggressive do it? So you have somebody with 1 health left. No, sorry, 2 health left. And you have a 4/4. Now, I don't have anyone who can defeat a 4/4 on their own unless I attack with the cavalry. But if I attack with the cavalry, you can just generous dealer it. I still gain a power. But then the blind sculptor is left alive. Huh. What are the remaining stages? So it's the draw 2, which is really important, but it's hidden. And then draw 1 card and gain 2, which is also quite good considering Pat seems to need cards to develop on the board or get Marco Polo counters. Oh man, I feel like someone smarter than me could figure this out a bit quicker. Yeah, if it wasn't hidden, the aggression would be like, I could attack with everyone and basically guaranteed to clear this because Pat can only block 2. I just don't know how to attack with the cavalry. I can attack with everything else pretty safely, and I'm worried that the pacify is going to come up because we haven't seen any pacify so far. Or is that the correct term? Is it called pacify? Stationary, excuse me.
And the card you're most worried about right now is Pacify, which just slaps a stationary counter on one of your followers.
Yeah, so maybe I want to attack with the cavalry just so that doesn't happen. So I think I attack with everyone besides one. Like, I think I attack with everyone besides the overwhelm. Just so that I have someone to threaten if he plays a location.
All right, so these 4.
Well, I'm thinking, because maybe I only attack with 3, just so that 1 goes through. Yeah, that's probably right. Because this gets a power no matter what. This is a 3/2, which I can make a 4/2. So I think I just attack with these 2 to clear your board. Because I don't actually care to hit your face right now. Yeah, I'm going to try this. I'm going to attack with these 2.
Okay.
Actually, I'll attack with the more injured one. Oh, no, that's the overwhelmed one. Yeah, that's fine. I'll attack with these 2, and I'll give this the Khutulun. So this is a 4... 4/2. Sorry, 4/1, and this is a 6/2, both with overwhelm.
Just make sure to exhaust them.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. So the thing is, these people are going to get power anyway.
Yeah, so maybe you don't block. Maybe I'm wrong on this math.
I feel like for this attack, I'm not going to block.
Okay.
Just take the 2 power, and this does not get damaged.
So I'm up at 6. Okay. Fine with me. Back to you, man.
Yeah. Okay. Now the question is, do I develop and let you attack again?
Yeah, I maybe I goofed that. Maybe you're right. I don't think you had a good reason to block, so you didn't have to. Because I wanted to threaten locations. I think that's the biggest threat of my blockers, or my attackers.
No, I think I'm going to pay 0 for Passionate Race.
Uh-huh.
To double advance this card. It's basically
How has
like
this thing been around forever? Oh my god.
like
Not that money matters.
seamless launch. So I draw 3 cards and I gain 2.
Yeah, seamless launch.
The dealer is this game's Mothkeeper. She's just not going away.
Yeah.
Okay, so those 2 are spent, and I've drawn some cards. Now it's back to you.
Okay. I think I need a draw here.
Rokatha, if you're referring to the attack, since the location was hidden, it has a hidden trait. It can't be affected by attacks.
Yeah.
Also, only ever 1 damage is placed on locations from attacks.
No, I think it's per person that hits.
No, I think it's power per person. Well, we have the designer.
You have 1 power per follower, but you only damage once.
Oh, okay. So multiple attacks is more efficient. Okay, I didn't know that.
If you want to damage locations, then multiple attacks is more efficient. Yes.
Cool. That tracks. Pat, I just drew. It's back to you, man.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll play a Caravan Guard.
Classic.
Good bad bear.
Good bear, bad bear. Okay, now I have 3 people
I think
versus
someone
2
should
people.
call it the Bear of Duality.
Bear of good balance. Yeah.
Mhm.
Again. Okay.
Okay, you're just gonna keep drawing cards. Now is the mill option on for me? No, not yet.
I draw nowhere near as aggressively as you do. You just drew like 3 cards that turn.
What do you have? Good, but you probably have an annoying card in hand. But maybe I want to draw it out. Hmm. What's this one? Oh wow. Uh, yeah. Let's play the Weaving Workshop for 4, or
Okay.
for 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
And when it enters play, you may play another location card. It costs 2 less. So I'm going to play this for free.
Okay. And so you're on 2 Marco Polo counters.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so 6. This is gain 2 and 1 power, develop another location. That seems immensely powerful. This is mesmerizing, gain 1 power and a standing, gain 1 power, put a stationary counter. So now these are not hidden. So if I attack here, you would want to block with all 3. Oh man, and this is my last action before you get 2 in a row. So I'm pretty sure you can blitz to like 10 pretty quickly. So let me think. So if I attack with everybody, you block with everyone, you probably lose your generous dealer. Yeah, you probably block with your generous dealer. Because I think your economy is fine. Then you probably chump block with both of these. I can make one of them a 4/2. So that would probably trade into it. So I feel like I might just have to attack with everybody here. The other option is this card.
I wouldn't worry about that card.
I don't know if that card's that good.
Probably not.
If only a 2 were mythium, yeah, I know. Oh, the sculptor. Oh, you're totally right. I'm gonna lose to the sculptor.
The sculptor's gonna ruin you.
Oh, the sculptor's gonna ruin me. And you actually gain this before you check the win condition, right? Yeah, rally abilities
Oh
happen
my god,
before
I do,
check
yeah.
for victory. So in theory, you're on 6. Okay, so say I do nothing to touch the board. So you use the sculptor. Sorry, you just develop. So you gain 1 power, you'd be on 7, and you develop this, you'd be on 8. Then you use the blind sculptor again to trigger this to gain 1 power, you'd be on 9, and then this would be a 10. So if I don't do something, I lose.
Not this turn? Like I see.
Yeah, this turn.
You're right. Yeah, this turn for sure.
Because you clear both of them off in one action and a rally.
For some reason, I was missing one. Yeah, I could see myself getting to 9. And I'm like, oh yeah, I just cleared them all.
So yeah, Jamie, you're totally right. The interrupt on this matters, and that might be worth doing. But if I do that, I'm doing nothing else. The other idea is just to attack with 3, and if he doesn't block, that would be a problem for him. So I think he would block.
Hear you.
I don't know what's better. Like this seems okay, but
continue thinking out loud.
But he's still gonna gain to 8.
Definitely gonna gain at least 2 power.
Oh, and a stationary counter.
Yeah, that stationary counter is gonna.
Burden, if you're gonna attack play the location, yeah, this attacks on enter.
Probably
yeah.
the cavalry. Yeah.
Well, that's not exactly true because I might want the money more than playing this Burden, but I see what you mean. This does attack on enter, which is neat, but I might need the money for this. But okay, like worst case scenario, say I put that down and I attack. We lose 100% of the time if Pat blocks? No, not really, because if Pat blocks, all 3.
Yeah.
Oh, we lose
also
100%.
I have first action. Like I get 2 actions in a row.
But that only matters if you win. Right? Like I still have to survive a turn. But you're right. If Pat blocks with everything and just doesn't goof the block with blind sculptor.
Sculptor is 4/4.
Yeah,
Sculptor is gonna live.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I have to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna lay siege. And I'll
Nice.
I think it's better to take down. Oh, that's awkward. So I'm gonna pay 2 for that because I'm gonna decrease my standing for sure. The question is which location I want to destroy, or deplete is the proper term. So if I deplete the workshop, that's obviously way more efficient. So I think that's usually what I do. Yeah, I'm gonna just destroy the workshop.
Okay, workshop is destroyed. Okay. I mean, I'm not unhappy that I got that out of the way. Like now I know where that is. It's in the discard pile.
So you got last action and a rally.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll gain 1 power and 1 standing with the maze. I don't know. And then we rally. So rally abilities, I will finish that off.
Who do you want to put stationary?
1 power, and I guess it's going on the cavalry. Okay. The Kunda cavalry feels like the one to do.
You think you'd hit the maze, no stationary? Oh, I think you are right because this is another location on its own. It's kind of useless. Yeah, you're totally right, Pat. Do you mind if I fix that?
Oh my god! No, it's fine, I guess. But I just want everyone watching to know I would have won.
You're totally right.
If we weren't allowing takebacks. Okay, so this is trashed.
Okay, so you have 1 less standing.
Well, okay, hang on. Let's go back to my last turn. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Just 2 things on it.
Yeah. So you have 1 less standing, and you have 2 less power.
and 2 less power.
And I
sure.
don't have a stationary counter. Yeah, you're totally right. The stationary counter is going to be the biggest issue. That's my only threat.
Thank you, Jamie. Let's let the record show if this were tournament play, Patrick would be taking home the prize. Okay, so I do want another location in play, of course,
Mhm.
but it's probably also going to be very good for me to have.
Yeah, if you play a good
Another-
location here, you could still win. Oh, unlikely. You would need to have like
I'm
a
going
game.
to use Marco Polo's ability to seek a follower.
Okay. That thing. No.
No.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, okay.
Sly Sentinel.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that now you know what's not in Pat's hand.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm about to draw a card, so.
But you got to shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this
The
comes
way
in.
this game is going, you know exactly what Pat is going to draw with this one power.
I'm going to draw the worst possible card. All right, now we enter the rally phase.
Okay. So you gain 2 and a power, and that's it.
I gain 2 in the power.
Yeah,
and
this
that's it.
seems a bit better for me. Okay. I gain 2 mythium. Oh, sorry. Rally was that? That was the 2 mythium off of the Weaving Workshop. Now we get the 2 mythium.
Right, now we get the normal 2.
And it's 6 to 7 right now.
What is this?
And Pat does lead, which is again, a problem. All my people are unexhausted.
Yeah, you're gonna have to attack with everyone. Even then.
That's a cool card.
Yeah, let's play. I can't believe I still have the dealer out.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's unbelievable, Pat. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna play Inspirational Vision.
Which costs you because you have the dealer out.
It cost me only 1, of course, because I have the dealer out. I'm gonna choose location.
Okay.
So I'm gonna seek location. Let's see what I get.
Yeah.
So pull 1. Nope. Pull 1. Nope. Pull 1.
Yeah.
There we go.
For 5? Wow. Or for 4, I guess.
For 4, because
yeah,
still has
for
the dealer in play.
These back here.
Okay.
And it has those, and Marco Polo gets 1 more.
Okay, so this is obviously an issue. So Pat, I think we might have to go to war. The most damage I can do is 1 damage, which this is interesting because it has a powerful ability on the first and the third. The second one's still pretty good. But 1, 2, 3. It's I need to do everything exactly correct, or it's gonna be a huge problem. I'm just not worried that I'm gonna be able to sequence this out correctly.
Just notice that the Sly Sentinel says that when she blocks, she chooses another attacker, and that attacker is combat.
Yeah,
but you have 5 attackers, which is not enough.
Yeah. Andre, you gotta win, I think. Jamie, that was my plan since turn 1, and
solid advice.
We need better use your overwhelm location. Yeah, I think that might. Well, I could do it before the game's over, but I think Pat's just gonna race me to power sooner than that. Like I need
if you die, the game continues for another round.
Yes, which I think favors me.
Hmm.
Because I think Pat is at the end of his money.
Hmm.
Takes 3 turns. Yeah, I think I have to commit to that and basically do that. Yeah, I think I'm. If I had one more action, I would love to gratuitous gift down the Guru. But unfortunately, we're 1 action short. So Pat, I'm gonna play the I'm a River Encampment.
Okay.
So it lets me attack immediately, but I'm not gonna do that.
You're not going to do that.
No.
Big fan of that play.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, well, let me take another look at this card just in case.
You can attack with Overwhelm? Yeah, but I need to get to the bottom one, right?
All right. So
hold on. No. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think I do attack with the Overwhelm.
Yeah, you have to attack with at least 1 Overwhelm.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to attack with the 6-2, I reckon. Which is a 7-2?
Exhaust them to indicate.
Yes, thank you.
That's annoying. Yeah, that'll get you a power. Sure. Let's trade.
I'll take the power.
The dealer finally perishes.
Right, back to you, man.
Okay. Oh, boy. I mean, yeah, I have to. I'll develop this, which develops this, which gets me 3 power.
And 2 myth?
No.
Oh, yeah, right. It's the bottom one. So you're at 3, 6, 7. You're at 10.
I'm at 10.
Okay. Okay. That's a problem. So I'm gonna develop this to put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 followers. I still don't think I can race Pat. So I get 1/1 counters. Question is what I put them on. Ooh, so you have a 4/3 that removes somebody. So I'm at a 3/3, 3/3, 3/3. Well, not exactly 3/3, but amounts of health. So I think I'll put one on here. The overwhelm one might be worth getting a bit higher, but the overwhelm one's going to be removed from attack by the slice sentinel. Like, yeah. Still think I can get to 11? Yeah, maybe. I have to do this perfectly though, like, because I need to basically make everyone as equally strong. So this is a 3. This is a 3 attack. I don't care if they survive. 3 attack, 3 attack, a 3 attack, and a 3 attack. So whatever I put the 4 attack on, I don't think is less relevant. But this is 4 health, so I need to get a 4 health across. I don't know. I think I'm short. Yeah, I think Pat is slightly too much health because like I can attack with a bunch of 3s. If you're racing power, the 1/1s literally do not matter. They matter because this attack will have overwhelm, so that Pat can't like chump block. Yeah, no, they do definitely matter. The issue is that I don't think I can consistently get enough on them. Oh, and I have Khutulun's ability, which is actually maybe a thing. So whatever, I'll just put it on this one, I guess. Back to you.
Okay. I will develop, gaining 1 power and 2 myth.
Oh no, I'm stupid. Pat, can I take that action back? I need to do this.
Oh my god, sure.
I'm
guess.
not going to use this ability.
I can't believe I've won the game twice. So
Yeah,
it's not even over.
Yeah, I'm not going to use that ability because that would be wrong. Because I forgot that this actually does an attack. So I actually can play this card from hand because I'm here. So I can play Gratuitous Grift to play a follow card cost 3 less for the Guru, which is a 3/3 that can't be blocked with strength of 3 or greater. I'm figuring it out. Back to you, Pat.
Okay. Now I need to figure this out. You have 7 right now.
Yeah.
Can you possibly get to 12?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Wait, did I might have one too many power, so I'm gonna do this again.
I forgot this doesn't attack itself. I thought it just gave them overwhelm. Okay, so you've
The
done it
second
again.
one,
So I'm now at 12, and I have these 2.
Okay, and this will give you 1 more. Okay. Maybe I needed to attack sooner to deny Pat from this. Maybe that was my mistake, that this wasn't worth playing. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wanted to get this to be a 4/4 so the overwhelm mattered, but there's a chance that I needed to attack 1 turn sooner so Pat couldn't clear this. I think that actually might be a problem for me. So maybe the sequencing was wrong, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure it out. So I get to put a +1. So I'll do a 4 on that. And then I'll do so this is a 4/3. Yeah, I'm still short. So I think I make this a 4/3. Back to you, Pat. Your last action.
I don't see a better I could play a follower right now, but I don't see a better action than just gaining 1 power.
Well, do you need the undo again? Nah, it's too
Yeah, maybe
late.
you want to undo that? Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll just gain another power and draw 2 cards.
Okay. Okay, and then my final action, of course, I'm going to use the encampment to attack with everybody, and they all have overwhelm. And then I need to assign my +1 to somebody, my +1 attack. So Pat's at 13.
I'm at 13. So you can get to 12 is what I see with this final action of the game.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You don't have to block anything. I'm 1 short. So I think my sequencing was slightly off. Yeah. I needed to go a bit sooner, I think, before so that I could threaten your location. But I think oh sorry, it's not where I want to put that. But I think it inherently I was still probably just short 1. So it cannot be blocked by 3 or less. So you'd have to block it with the 4. It's already a 4/4, so it would trade. Can't block with that. You can remove it from that. So I'm just gonna give the +1 to I don't know, this guy.
Yeah, so just to be sure, I will block this 2/2.
Okay. So that kills it.
Kills it, and also I'll just remove I guess this guy from combat.
Sure.
And she's exhausted, and then you can take 3 power.
Yeah. Nice.
And I'll let you end the game
On 10. I did it.
On 10. You did it. You got to 10.
I've done it.
That's a kind of victory.
Yeah. So that's it. We hit the rally phase. Pat, I'll let all the other attacks through, and we ready followers gain 2. But first, sorry, excuse me. The rally ability would have triggered, which doesn't do anything.
Yep.
And then we check for victory.
Yeah.
Good game, Pat.
Yeah, it's a good game. Like, I'm not a fan of the balance of your ability to just undo your turn twice. Like, that feel
It's the
I
core of
just feel
the
like
game's design.
it's
No,
just weird
no,
that,
it's
like,
actually in the
that
rule
got through play
book. Are you kidding
it
me?
got through play like, I can't believe that got through play
There's a
testing.
back
It
of the
feels responsible.
Khutulun card says. You
Interesting.
see on
Okay.
this side. Oh, we should be playing with this side the whole time. That's really
Oh,
cool.
good game, though.
Good
Good
game.
game.
Yeah, so I'll be honest. This
Mhm.
sort of like attacking with minions and sequencing attack and figuring out whether they should do multiple attacks or single attacks just to threaten blockers and threaten face damage.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a skill that's like very common for people who play things like Magic the Gathering, where like
Mhm.
attacking and then because your opponent chooses who to block. It's not like Hearthstone
No.
where you can choose favorable trades. That whole idea of your opponent choosing favorable blocks is a skill that I do not have in the slightest because I've played like maybe a dozen games of Magic in my life, and that was the part that I
Mhm.
always struggled at. So I don't think I'm gonna do a good job showing off the aggression and the sequencing that this deck deserves. But like,
Mhm.
I have no doubt that someone who has a bit more skills in that camp can pull
Yeah.
it off.
You know what? I'll say I feel like this matchup is great. Thought this was really fun, but it doesn't show off something that's important to the game, which is that I'm never attacking and you're always attacking, which means you never have to leave someone unexhausted to block.
Mhm.
With other matchups, there will definitely be a point where like our armies are kind of equal and we're testing each other's defenses throughout a round, and we're trying to leave up blockers. Like each of us are trying to leave up blockers, not attack with everyone, or something like that.
Which is like
Um,
even more magic, or I think Jamie's saying also MTG, sorry, Game of Thrones as well, which is I think I'm not too
yeah.
familiar with. I've only played a couple games, but yeah, I think you'll hit that as well, where like you want to leave
Mm,
people up to counterattack, and the threat of them would make you less likely to want to attack.
yeah. Well, is Pacify now the last card? Pacify is the
Heck
last card
yes,
in the
it
deck now.
is. And it
Yeah.
costs you 3 whole mythium now after that thing
Mhm.
got trashed. So your card draw is
Technically, you saw
obviously
Pacify- technically, you saw Pacify twice. You just didn't draw it. You seeked through it.
I did
it's
see
not
it
a
quite a few
lot,
times. Yes.
yeah. So my card draw is also at least a bit more limited with the way I played. I don't think we've even seen every card in the deck. I think we haven't seen a single one of the like unique Khutulun cards, which would be the Confident Suitor. What else is
You saw the
there?
Kashig. She's right there.
Oh, the Kashyyyk is. Oh yeah, it has a star in the top right corner. Totally, that tracks. So we did see the Kashyyyk both times.
But yeah, you didn't see the Suitor and didn't see the 10,000 ride,
Yeah,
which
I really like the 10,000 ride as long as you have the economy to support it.
Yeah.
That
So,
can be an
so
immense
does
swing.
uh each world breaker have 3 signature cards?
yes, each has their own 3 signature cards. You can flip the card to see their names on the back,
Oh, I see.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
and they're designed to work well together and to work well with the Worldbreaker's ability.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
There you go.
I meant to search. Let's try that again. So exploitative. Did I see that? I guess their names are not in here yet.
Would
Oh
you like,
yeah, exploit. Of course, that one. That one's great.
would you like to try another matchup?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pat. I don't know how you're doing on time, Ellie. Don't know how you're doing on time either. I'm down at least for another matchup.
I could do at least one more.
Shall we try different decks?
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
So how would you describe Void and Moon?
They're both more mid-rangey,
Okay.
and Moon is about building a wall of followers and then developing these huge locations behind it.
Okay.
But they can attack if necessary. And Void is about sending assassins just one at a time
Uh-huh.
and death by 1,000 cuts. And for the end game, if they run out of steam, they can go into locations and develop locations.
Okay, Pat. What are you feeling like?
um, I feel like Void.
Okay, leader of
I
the
like.
assassins.
I feel the call of the Void. Yeah.
So this person, excuse me, I'm probably not gonna say the name properly, but Ruknuddin Khurshah, is that a real person or is that part of the?
Yes, so Ruknuddin Khurshah was the leader of the Nizari Ismaili, which is um, a sect of Islam in that period.
Hmm.
And if you played Assassin's Creed, they're the Order of Assassins.
Cool.
That's how they're known in popular culture. And they were very smart because they're pretty small people, and the way they waged war is by sending assassins. They call them envoys, and the message that the envoys delivered is just to kill key figures
Uh-huh.
in the opponent's camp. Um, and people have been comparing it to terrorism, which I strongly disagree with
Hmm.
because it wasn't about terrorizing the population. It was about hitting key decision makers in the opponent's power structure. And that allowed them to dominate for over a century using that strategy.
So I'm guessing based off of their historical context and how they operated, that we're going to see that in the deck itself.
Yes.
Cool, cool. Okay.
And yes, this Worldbreaker has another way to spend mythium too.
Yeah.
So I can spend mythium to just ping my opponent's followers to maybe clear a path for my own units.
Okay.
Right. Two things to remember about that ability. One, you can only use it on your first attack.
Mm-hmm.
So if you attack and don't use it, and then attack again, you can't use it anymore. It's only the first attack. And two, it's pretty mythium hungry, so be mindful of your economy.
Okay. And this will disincentivize me to playing 1 health units that I think I can like chump block with. So I don't know how often that's going to show up, but that would probably be an issue for the Khutulun's deck. On the other side, we have, this is the Council of Engineers, the Muhandasat. Is this also based off of a historical group, or?
They're the only fictional group in the game. And they're a council of women engineers who are building a utopian society in the mountains of Persia.
Cool. So this is, when you draw a location card, if there are fewer than 3 cards stored here, reveal the card you drew, store that card here, and draw another card. You may play location cards stored here as if they were in your hand. I take it they're stored face up, considering they were revealed? Okay. So when you would draw a location, if there's more stored here reveal card, why would I want to do that?
Because if you draw a location,
hand. Yeah.
you put it here and you draw another card for free.
Oh, draw another card. Of course. I thought this was just like some sort of security. That tracks. That's sick.
Yeah, it seems like they have a tremendous card advantage because they're often going to be drawing extra cards.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the one deck that could run out of cards. So be mindful of that.
Okay.
I see that happening.
And then when you say be mindful, that's choosing to use the interrupt or not, or just trying to close the game quickly? I guess it's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I already like some of these cards I'm seeing in the Void deck.
Pat, do you want to even odd?
Sure. I'll be even this time.
Okay.
Roll it.
Okay. I guess I'm going first.
Yeah. So I did start first the last 2 times.
Yes.
So maybe that's what won me the game in the end. It's got to be.
Oh, Pat, don't undervalue your perfect play. All right, let's look through these cards. Again,
there seems to be a notable presence of quarterbacking in Andre's favor.
Yeah, no, like I said, it is basically a 2v1.
All right.
Game. It's kind of fun that way. It's asymmetrical team sizes.
Oh man, the engineering theme of this is so cool.
Yeah, I love the cards I'm seeing really play up the attack with 1 card at a time thing here. So what do I want? Like, you are amazing, but I won't have the standing.
Okay, some of these cards are massively expensive. Oh, you've told me about this card. This is actually one of the only followers, if not the only follower, that allows you to gain power, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And this cares about subtypes too. Okay, obviously we're not going to start with this in our opening hand. That would be a catastrophic failure.
Huh, Jamie pointed out something interesting. Andre has the benefit of not only Ellie, but pretty much the entire chat. No, which I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having defeated.
Well,
they can only
people. They can see my hand. They're the only person that can really dig out of the hole.
All right, I am gonna. Sorry, I am taking my mulligan, even though I should be
cool.
really but I figured
cool.
It's not gonna be a huge deal.
That's cool, but I feel like we're a bit far away from this. I'm just gonna try and mulligan to a low standing. I don't know if that's correct, but we're committing to it. Oh. So this whole whenever you draw a location, that does not count the mulligan or the opening hand, right?
It doesn't, no.
Okay, cool. Tracks. All right, Pat, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I just mulliganed. I'm just looking at some of these cards.
Okay. Whoa, that's good stats.
And I don't think either one of you use this ability. You can always pay 2 mythium to gain a standing as an action.
Yeah, I feel like I was seeing enough cards that got me the standing I needed, and certainly the migrate ability on Andre's side is.
Yeah, that thing is like that. I think that's quite exciting. Specifically, again, we're playing only monocolor decks, but when you draft, you are going to play probably two color, maybe three color, maybe monocolor, but like the ability to like buy into standing for another faction seems good, or another guild.
Someone in chat is saying Pat is playing 1 versus 41.
Yep. And winning. I feel like you don't want to do that unless you have to, but Moon is most likely to. Interesting. Yeah, like I don't see. No, I have seen some cards in Void that give standing, so I'm not too
Speaking of standing, I'm gonna start with the Natty Matron. Response: after you gain standing, draw a card. So she's a
worried.
2/3.
Oh, well, we were just
And
talking about her.
yeah, we were talking about my wife, and here she is.
That's your
So
wife. Oh, no way.
yeah,
Oh, super cool.
Mm,
my wife's not my wife's name is Einat, hence the Netty
mm.
matron.
Oh, that's
And
really cute.
her favorite artist is Emilio Rodriguez, so I commissioned Emilio to draw her riding a huge camel,
That's great.
That's
and that
lovely.
combines my favorite things: my wife and camels.
Okay, I am going to play a Void Scribe.
Okay, your attack. The first time one of your followers attacks alone each round, gain 2. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, back to you.
Okay, back to me. I have not thought this far. So I think I actually pay for standing here just because I will also draw a card.
Mm.
Doesn't seem ridiculous to me. I'm going to be far away from this, but I don't think I want to play this until I really need to. So I'm going to play 2 to gain a standing. And that will draw a card with the Natty Matron.
Cool.
Oh my god, this is the most expensive card in the game.
So just remember, you have the
Oh,
Muhandasat ability.
yes. So I'm going to reveal this, and it is Solomon's Throne. It is a massive 8 cost 3 standing shrine. When this enters,
Oh God.
when a counter is removed from this, draw a card and gain a power. It's gain 2 power, gain 2 power, gain 1 power. So immense
So
end
basically,
game.
even if it's damaged, you still benefit from it,
Yes.
which is cool.
Okay, and this will allow me to draw a card with the Muhandasat.
Yes.
Cool.
My turn.
Yeah.
I will play a novice cut purse. You
Oh.
know, he's just starting out in the biz, but he's gonna get better. He says after he's blocked, I gain 2 and 1 standing with any guild.
After this is blocked, gain 2 and 1 standing. Okay, after this is blocked. Cool. Have this, win this. Okay. Money's not great, but we can maybe fix that in a bit. But I don't think I have anything to do here besides gain a mythium. I could attack, but I don't think I want to. Yeah, I don't think I want to. I think I'm just gonna take a mythium, Pat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with a novice cut purse. Wow, this is the first time I've attacked in 3 games,
Feels weird,
and
man.
I am gonna spend 1 mythium to place a wound on the matron.
Okay. And so I don't think I want to block this because then you gain 2 and a standing with the guild. So I'm just gonna give you the power.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Pat, this.
What? What
The
are you
Void
trying to
Scribe.
point? Oh yes, and I gain 2. Thank you. That was half the point.
I'm helping.
Thank you.
Pat, you
Appreciate
better
it.
not complain about the help I get. Lastly, I'm gonna play Mythium Ingot. Play only on your turn 4. Ignore the requirement if you have less than if you have at least 4. Gain 5. So I'll just gain 4 off of
that's
that.
a very cool card.
Yeah,
That's
right?
kind of a creative commission.
Yeah.
Hmm. I like that effect a lot.
Sweet.
Using the round tracker to actually affect the gameplay.
But it's cool. It don't even if you have like a lot of devotion or a lot of standing, it does not matter, which is scary.
For my turn,
Is it worth, Pat? We probably should tap these our leaders if they're once per turn uses, just so we know that you used them.
sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Technically, that's not within the rules, and maybe Ellie, you're gonna be upset, but sorry.
Wow. Okay. No, I'm gonna just draw a card.
Okay. End of phase.
Hmm.
Nobody rallies. Nobody checks for victory. Oh, Jamie's not upset. Okay, we got consent. Gain 2. Draw 1.
I
One.
explicitly refrained from commenting because I leave that stuff to Jamie.
Oh.
They know the answers.
Perfect.
They're the person with the answers.
Oh, whoa. These are cool.
Yeah, I've got it. Okay, I need to read some of these cards. Interesting. Huh. That's interesting.
These are quite cool. And I'm actually beginning to be able to afford the throne, which is a bit nuts.
Just remember, it's 3 mythium. It's 3
Oh,
standing.
standing. Yeah. Touche.
Hmm.
I just don't want to spend all. Like, I feel like I need to put my have better followers before I commit to like big locations, especially because of this little.
Yeah, so
little
I'm attacking,
ass.
and of course I'm going to spend 1 to wound the
Yeah. Okay. You can gain your void scribe too.
Oh, this time he did.
Yeah,
He got
Oh,
the
okay.
voice scribe.
Perfect.
oh, sorry, are you blocking or?
No, thank you. I'm not giving you
Okay.
money.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay, so it's back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna play an alert warden. Cost 3. I've
Oh,
less than
neat.
4 following, so it's stationary. So it's only a guard,
Mm.
and it's wearing like a some sort of engineered armored breastplate.
Yeah.
It's an exoskeleton.
Ooh, okay. I saw that was
Yes.
actually being drawn up on the Patreon, or at least some sort of exoskeleton was being drawn up.
Okay, let me think.
Ellie, would
Let
it be
me
acceptable
think.
buff if it costs an exhausted instead of saying first time, or would it have to keep that requirement if we add exhausted to the cost? I think Jamie's asking about the leader of the assassin's ability.
I will play the stealthy assassin.
Oh, cool. In progress art. Bloodshed 1. When this attacks alone, it deals 1 wound to a follower defending player controls. Okay.
Yeah. I like that this character is like holding up a finger as if to shush whoever's looking. Like,
Yeah.
don't tell, I'm a murderer.
Okay. I'm just gonna put more people on the board, I think. Alright, Pat.
What?
Desperate Miner. Forced. Deal 1 wound during rally, gain 2 mythium.
Oh, cool. That's a neat effect.
Yeah. And so far most of my people have stationary, just because of
Hmm.
standing issues.
Okay. Do I attack to ping the matron?
With the assassin?
Yeah, I wonder. Like, I don't think that's worth it. I'll lose the assassin with that for not a lot of gain.
Yeah, probably. That's expensive for 3.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, that's cool. Seems strong. No, I'm gonna draw a card here.
Okay. So it's my 3rd. I think at some point I should consider attacking, especially because the natty matron's gonna die pretty quickly. I feel like I should probably just go for an attack with her. I don't know how many locations you have. I think it's just a free power if I attack with her. Yeah, I'll spend 1 to attack.
Power. Because 2, 3.
Yeah, that seems okay.
Sure, take a power.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's your last of the turn.
I'm gonna play Gratuitous Gift
Nice.
to play a Baleful Viper for just 1.
Defeat that follower. Hit gain 1. Wait, after this wounds the follower, defeat that follower. Okay.
Yeah, and if it's not blocked, I gain 1. I
Got
gain
it.
a stand.
If it hits, you're right, which is face. Okay,
Yeah.
so then I'm gonna play a defender just to be able to not have to worry about it too much. And defense abilities happen before attack abilities, right, Ellie?
It doesn't matter. In this case, both of them are gonna happen.
Okay. So rally phase, I do have a rally, so I'm forced to wound my Desperate Miner to gain 2 mythium. And then we do 2 mythium and a card. It's really good that it's 2 mythium, not 1 mythium, because if it was 1 mythium, we would just all say card and credit, which is just a thing that has endured through Arkham Horror. Okay. Oh, sick. Opportunity cost of playing this is a bit high, but I see. Attack abilities first. Okay. All right, we're in familiar territory right here. Damn, that's good. Don't think I want to attack. I think I just want to set up. Pat,
What?
hedge fund.
Great.
It's all you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty good timing. 5.
I like that. I like that. Maybe I should be spending money on on boosting my standing.
Are you gated by standing right now?
No, not entirely. I have options.
Okay.
Mostly those options are draw a card.
Huh.
But no, I mean, I'll do the usual thing. I'll attack
Okay.
with the fella. So I
I'm.
gain 2 and I spend 1 to ping the matron.
Oh yeah, I probably should have attacked with her. I forgot. So you're attacking for 1, and if I block, what happens? You get a standing in 2.
Yep.
Man, I wonder if I am allowed to just let you get away with this. I don't think I am.
So the record on Novice Cutpurse was 4 power.
Yeah.
Come
And-
on, Andre, let me have it.
And,
You know
and
I've never won a record.
the Void player won that game.
Yeah.
That's the
that's
most important
4
thing to note. Yeah.
That's 4 easy power.
If I block with a Desperate Miner, it's a huge swing. It's a 4 mythium swing. And you also need the standing. No, you're hitting me. I know you need the standing.
Okay.
You let him through.
Yeah. It's no big deal.
But they just told you.
He needs the standing. He's going to pay for that standing. You said 4. I'm at 3. I'm not at the record yet. Okay. Do I just put everything into Solomon's Throne? No, that seems a bit ridiculous. I think I do this, though. It's either that or this. I feel like I need this less, and this has a chance of actually doing something. Huh. I think I might do this.
Mm.
Just because I feel like I can block it pretty sufficiently. And it's a huge money sink, but most of my cards are. Did you just draw one of those? Yeah, I just drew this. I think I play this. I had this in last turn.
Yeah, you had both of these in your opening hand.
Yeah, this was opening hand. This was 2? Yeah, probably, because I didn't trigger my my ability on it.
You mulliganed and you drew it.
Yeah, which is, I don't think you want to open with location. I'm going to try the Pit of Despair. So
Nice.
Pat, I'll pay 7.
Okay. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let's see. It doesn't look like I have a lot of cards that can just directly destroy locations. On me, eh?
Yeah, all you, man.
That's my money.
Oh, man, you have
But-
huge card advantage. What happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry, I'll take this back. I'm gonna attack with these 2.
Okay. So, first one. Okay, that doesn't trigger. After this wounds a follower, defeat that follower, gain 1 hits. Okay, so I'm gonna block the fledgling into the Baleful Viper, so they defeat each other, and I gain 3.
They defeat each other.
Yep.
Oh, no, it doesn't defeat each other. When this wounds an attacking follower, gain 3.
Yeah, I'm wounding you because I'm doing 1 damage.
Yeah, they don't defeat each other.
Oh, you're totally true. Hold on. Oh, why did I think that would work like that? Yeah, okay. Let me reconsider this.
Okay.
Huh. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first? It's gained 2 power. I think I want the second one even more. Maybe this helps me.
That's what I like to hear.
That line break is unfortunate.
Yeah, forfeit these 2 power. You don't need them.
Yeah, the line break makes that text very difficult to read correctly. It's like, why is this just defeated for no reason?
Defeat this, yeah.
Yeah, that period should be an and, I think.
Yeah. I also thought this meant the attacking follower, but obviously this means this card. Okay, let me think. So you're coming in for a 2/2 and a 3/3, and I don't want the 3 to hit. So I could block with the Desperate Miner, but that would be the majority of my economy. So I think I'm gonna block with the Alert Warden to trade them.
Okay, they trade.
And then I have the Fledgling Defender, which would do 1 damage, and I would defeat this and gain 3.
Hmm.
And this would leave up the Stealthy Assassin. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So you take 1 damage, I'll gain 3 mythium.
Okay. Back to you.
Okay. Man, I want to draw cards. I'm going to. Yikes! You can only attack with this thing, which is fine. I'm going to gain 2 power.
Yeah, I'll attack. I'll place a wound on the desperate miner as part of bloodshed.
Okay, and then it'll block. So they trade. It's back to me. My last action. I'll gain 2 mythium and a power.
Nice.
Whoa, hold on. Draw 2 cards and gain 1 power. You have 2 actions in a row because this will be dead. Maybe I don't do that. Yeah, I think I'll draw a card here.
Mm. Mm.
What the heck? Guys, what is this? It's all you, man.
Okay.
This is an illegal maneuver.
Hard.
Let me think.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with just uh drawing a card here.
Okay. So the miner defeats itself and gives me 2
Mhm.
mana. Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely a card. Yeah.
Everyone is resurrected.
Gain 2 draw.
Gain 2 and draw.
Oh, yo, it'd be sick if I could fire my Council of Engineers ability more than once, but I see what was happening here. Pat,
No,
you start.
yeah, I do, don't I?
Yeah.
And I'm going to start with just attacking with the Void Scribe.
Sure.
So I gain
So,
2.
and you destroy this first ability.
Yep, and I gain 1 power.
Okay. And that just eats your Assassin's ability.
Yeah, I guess so. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That was the first attack.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to play the Village Engineer for 1.
Mm.
Enters, play cost a location card, playing 2 less. So I could play the Solomon's Throne for 6. That sounds really cool. Or I could play. Oh no, I can't because of standing.
Two
So
standing.
yeah, I'll play the Loomis Lagoon for 2,
Okay.
which has gain 1 power and 1 standing, and gain 1 power, defeat a follower with printed cost 3 mythium or less.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scary. I'll play that guy.
No. Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off the Pit of Despair without you letting draw cards. Of course.
Ah. Shit, I should have just done it.
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
worried that you're going to attack with this guy, but I should have just done it. Yeah, that's a shame.
So this is actually interesting. It seems to be a recurring thread where Pat thinks he can wait for another turn to do something. And more often than not, you cannot. So remember that unlike Netrunner,
Mhm.
your opponent is going to get their action as soon as your finish is yours.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's your play here?
What's my play? I think I. Okay, so hold on. So you can attack twice. So I can chump block the novice cut first. Beans. I can gain a power in a standing, which seems nice if I want to commit to the throne. Gain 1 power to defeat a follower with printed cost 3 or less. That's quite good. It deals with the Void Scribe. So I feel like I need to, because if I hit this once and take the power, then you attack me and I definitely lose it. So I think I'm just going to draw here and hope for the my Muhandasat ability. No, miss. It's all you, man.
Okay. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay 1 to bring out a Yam operator. When she enters play, I play an event card paying 1 less. I'm gonna play Dirty
Okay,
Attack
hold on. Yam
for 1.
Operator is the best name of a card ever made.
Yeah, it's right. It's like I imagine I work a Yam radio. I mean ham radio? No, 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 no.
So I have a great story about this one. Yam are the postal stations of the Mongols
Oh,
Oh,
that's
cool.
so cool. Of
That
course they
makes
have
way more
postal.
sense.
Mhm.
Now, I was actually talking to a medieval scholar, and he was
Hmm.
telling me how he wrote a paper about a particular kind of goose that both Jewish and Christian religious authorities were debating.
Mhm.
And he was invited to a panel about food in the Middle Ages.
Oh.
And one of the people on the panel was a Mongol scholar that was talking about the Yam postal system.
Mhm.
And apparently, the judges for the panel didn't even read his paper. They
Yep,
just
they
saw
just saw
Yam
Yam.
and invited him to a panel about food, but it was actually a paper about the postal system.
Mm,
Oh my god, that's amazing.
that's pretty cool. Um, hmm.
Pat, this play is it seems like a problem. I've had this card in for the first game in my hand since turn 1, and I could never play it because I could never
Hard to guarantee. Yeah.
guarantee a successful attack. But yeah, but the fact that you play a person and play it, like that is so strong.
Mhm.
So you only paid 1 for
Yeah.
the dirty attack?
Yeah, I only paid 1 for it.
Okay.
I think I already paid. But if I'm wrong, someone correct me.
Yeah, I don't know, it's fine. Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to chump block the novice cuppers.
Okay, so Novice Cuppers tragically meets his end.
Yeah, but you gain 2 in a standing.
Gain 2 in a standing. Where? I'm back.
And so then you take 2 power and you destroy the first part of my lagoon.
Yeah.
He may.
Oh yeah, it's your choice,
I,
man.
I will, even though the second ability is decent, I do want to just prevent you from gaining easy power
Okay.
and standing.
Yeah, Yam Operator's
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
People are also
and then
talking
of course
about the
there's
placeholder name
case
of dirty
my
attack, but yeah, it's pretty charming. Wait, how you have that much power? No, thank God. Okay.
what? Oh, sorry.
You had
I'm cleaning
like
it up.
yeah. Okay. Wait, you have that much money too?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Let me
Okay.
flip some of these. Let me organize it better for you.
Okay, well, I don't have to use my lagoon here. What is this? Oh, what does fortify mean?
Fortify prevents. It absorbs 1 damage that a location would take.
Okay.
Am I
Yeah.
right?
So
You
like
put this counter on it, and it absorbs 1 damage.
a divine shield. I guess I have to do this, but this seems like a huge mistake. No, I feel like this is the right thing to do in every situation. Pat, I'm doing this just because it's cool.
Okay.
You
You
only
do what
have
you need to
2
do.
moon standing.
Yeah, that keeps sneaking up on me for some reason. Oh yeah, I guess I'll do this. Oh, because I lost this. That's what my plan was. Yeah, standing. No, that's a problem. Do I pay for standing? Then I can't pay to do the cool thing this turn. But I'll have 2 actions in a row. That's probably the right thing to do then. Yeah, so I want to do this on my next and then do that. So I'm gonna pay. Oh, but I don't have enough money to do 2 actions in a row. I'm short 1. This will be 5. But I need to get 2 for standing, which will put me on 4. So I can't play it this turn. So no, that's not good. Dang, sequencing.
Mhm.
Order lull. You want power to FIFA. That's like fine, but it's not necessary. If I keep this as a threat, like Pat can't play something on the table, so I don't want to play this because I'll be able to react.
Well, something that costs 3. Like You're never gonna kill something very powerful. That.
I don't know, I think the Void Scribe is very powerful.
Yeah. So use it.
No, but no, I'm gonna wait. I'm not using it.
Just use it. Come
I'm gonna draw.
on.
Not a
Okay.
location. That's all you, man.
Yeah. I'll play the Alamut Emissary. Oh,
That
sorry.
is
Andre
exactly
said
kind of what I
reservation.
wanted, but at the wrong time. Okay, this is the Alamut Emissary. Bloodshed 1 when this attacks alone, it deals 1 wound. Okay,
Also at 2/5. That's huge.
that's a good number. 4.
Like he's a good blocker and a good attacker. It's hard actually hard to know how best to use him.
Okay. This is
I think it might be time.
so close to being perfect. Wait, you can get. I know I'm short 1 action, right, Jamie? Like I need to play this, get a standing, play this, use it. Like I'm just short 1 action, I think. Oh, unless you're talking about this. Yeah, that's actually kind of good too. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I'm tunneling on the other thing. Yeah. No, I'll definitely play this. Unstable ore, gain 2. If you have a
Ooh,
scholar,
wow.
take another action. So take another
Okay,
one.
there we go. There's the card that cares about subtypes.
I think I just do this, right? I think I just do this. Yeah.
You only have 2 moon standing.
Oh, yeah, okay. Touche. So I'll get a standing. All right. Yeah, standing too low. Okay, rally abilities, there are none. Ready, gain 2. Draw card. Are there locations in this deck? Ellie, did you put them in there?
End of sentence.
They should be there. You've been avoiding them very skillfully.
Yeah, damn, he's good.
Ooh, wow. Oh man, some of these cards are mean. All right, Andre, what's the crazy super secret super weapon?
It's literally a super weapon, man.
Is it
It's literally
Armageddon? Is it Wrath
a
of God?
super weapon.
Of course.
We got a Raigeki up in here. All right,
Well,
defeat all followers, please.
boy. All right. All right. That's fine.
Good night.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, I figured it out. Yeah. Tell you, man.
Yeah, it is.
But now he has money, and I don't know if this is gonna go great for me because like I don't.
Sorry.
This would be
Spent
cute if it works.
3 on that.
Your opponent discards a card. Oh, I'm so. Wait, no, I can destroy this. Yeah, Pat, I'm gonna remove that.
Oh no, it cost 3. No.
Do you want to do something else? That
No,
can't be the right play.
Sorry. Yeah, I guess I'll take advantage of your dirty
Yeah,
tricks.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
I just want to point out that Pat took back a move. We
Yeah,
should never
no.
forget
I'm not
No,
gonna
no,
rub it.
I know. I
Who
know.
does
This has
that in a
been
game. Who takes
No.
X
You
moves
take
in
Oh my god.
everything
I
in
am
grace.
humiliated. I am devastated right now. No, I am actually going to spend to gain a standing, or spend 2 to gain a standing.
Okay. Okay. That means a big thing is happening. Not very good right now. I'm gonna draw. I need to hit a location. Okay, cool. Whoa, that's a cool card. Pat?
Yeah. What you got?
Dang, that's cool. I just drew. It's all you, man.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll play the Ancient Butcher.
Economy's in shambles. If
So that
this is
cost me
attacking
6.
alone, pay X mythium. Deal X+1 wounds to a follower the defending player controls. You think I just hit this to gain the power before I lose the power? I don't think so.
Pat, do you need help there?
Yeah, no, I figured it out. It's just my fingers are so sticky on my mouse button. Eat too many gummy worms that I microwave first.
How do I deal with this? I'm in such a bad spot. Like, how do I recover from this? My economy is in absolute shambles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't just click for mythium.
No, I know. Ellie, will the signature cards themselves refer to the Worldbreaker they belong to? Or is it just the
They don't.
Worldbreaker that refers to the cards?
Right. If you see a star, you know it's a Worldbreaker card. And then in the future, it's possible some Worldbreakers will share signature cards. So that's why we didn't put the Worldbreaker name on the card itself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
That's smart, yeah. Because the card I've got in my hand, it feels like this would fit other Void strategies. So,
Right.
yeah.
And
That
for
makes a lot of
example, if we have future versions of the Muhandasat, they might have Solomon's Throne
sense. Mhm.
because it's still their headquarters and change the other 2 cards or something. So we're keeping that
Oh.
flexibility.
I didn't
Cool.
realize the throne was the unique card. That's super cool. Okay, I think I'm just gonna draw. I don't know. I need to dig out of this.
Okay.
Uh,
In that case, I might as well just attack
Yep.
and damage the location and get a power.
You got it. Are you sure you want to damage it? It's a May.
I will choose to damage it.
Okay, so now you have 2 actions in a row, which is a problem. But I literally can't play any of these. I wonder if I dipped my economy too low. Huh. Oh, Germ's asking about draft. Yeah, draft seems really exciting. You get your Worldbreaker for free at the end of the draft. You don't have to draft it.
Yes.
You also get all the unique cards. You don't have to draft those either, right?
Right. So you draft the cards, and then before you build your deck, you choose a Worldbreaker, and you get their signature cards as well, and add them to your pool.
And so you don't have to play them, yeah.
Does draft assume that you have enough copies of all the Worldbreakers?
The game comes with 2 copies of each
Oh,
Worldbreaker.
okay. Oh, but perfect. Yeah, never mind then.
Yeah.
All right.
Jamie and I had a long conversation about that, but I think it's the right choice.
I think you have to for yeah.
I'm drawing, Pat.
Okay. So you've got a good amount of cards in there.
Pat, let me give you a hint. They're all very expensive.
Mm. Yeah, you did spend a lot on that Wrath of God.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the play here? I guess the play is to draw a card and hope there's more econ coming up.
Me too, man. Me too.
All right.
Okay. Rally. Nothing happens.
Rally up.
Gain 2.
Back.
And a card. And Pat, you lead.
First time each round. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Bert asks, is there a hand limit? Is there a hand limit?
Nope.
Cool.
All right, well, let's bring out this fellow.
Good thing I have all these cards I don't care about. So you're at 6-7. So if you play another person and attack, I lose. I feel like I'm in a no-win situation, but I feel like I was the author of this disaster. Because if I just
You
play a
altered my
if
defense
I
pretty hard.
play a person, like then I'm doing nothing else for the rest of the turn.
Unless that person lets you do something else.
Yeah, so like this is the only option I have, which in theory works. Yeah, I guess I have to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna play the YAM operator. You know how this works.
Yo.
And so for 1, I'll play Crescent Tier to delete your Arsonist.
Oh. All right. My turn?
Yeah.
I'm going to attack, and I'm going to just ping
Okay.
her for free, and then do 1 damage, or take 1 power, I mean.
Why for free?
Because I can pay X,
Uh-huh.
and if I pay 0, I still do +1 damage.
Oh,
0
if this is
+1
attacking
damage.
alone. Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought you were using the Khurshah ability.
Mm.
Khurshah. Deal 1 damage. Okay, so you get the what's it called? The
So
victory.
Yep, I think I took it. So I'm at 8.
Mm-hmm. I won't click for mythium. Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
The thing is, like, I don't see how I'm gonna overwhelm because he's gonna. Oh, he has no money actually, which is the best thing I got going for me. Yeah. I'll click for mythium.
I'm going to quick for Mythium.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm going to quick for Mythium, though.
Yeah, and I'll do it as well. I get priority. Okay, so
Interesting, interesting.
we draw a card, gain 2 more mythium.
Ooh, what's this? Wow.
Hmm.
That's what I want. Like, the card I just drew is the card I'm guessing that Void has a lot more cards like it. Or at least the second ability. Like, that must be something that have some events that deal with that kind of thing.
Void has been known to deal with that kind of thing. Yes.
Interesting.
Oh boy, I can't
So
believe I. Yeah.
In general, I'm trying to avoid historical tropes, but
Mm.
in this particular case, the Order of Assassins were indeed known for assassinating people.
Okay, yeah.
And you do have these kinds of assassination effects in your deck.
Hmm.
Now everyone is
Interesting
like,
that
oh, what is going on?
Moon also seems to, based on what I've seen. Although I guess what mine
Yeah,
are different mechanical way to do
right.
it.
How do you do this? I'm looking at the Paragon and I just don't see any world where that will happen. Does that happen consistently or is that super niche?
I've lost games to the Paragon.
Oh
It
no.
was very humiliating.
Yeah, Jamie, where the locations has been a problem. I've triggered my ability once. And I can interact with my out of play locations in a really favorable way right now.
The Shuffler is fine, so
Shuffler's always fine. Huh. So you can attack for 4, but you can do a ping. So I want as much health as I can. Otherwise, 3, 6, 7, 8. You're on 8. Playing Marco Polo into Paragon sounds rough. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that would be a problem. I think I just need to do a cheap chump block for now. I don't know whether I should spend more money on this just for slightly more health. I don't think so. I don't think so. But Pat can pay 3 to like ensure this thing goes down. I honestly don't know what to do here. Mentor's okay. Is standing that valuable at this point? I'm gonna listen to Mentor is good and just play Mentor. I'm never gonna financially recover from it. So I'll gain a standing. That's all you mean.
Yeah, they're pretty defeatable.
I feel like it's
But
gonna
I'm
be punished by like if you have low attack, it gets assassinated or something.
yeah, I'm actually going to play a location. I think.
Cool. Draw 2 cards, gain 2 seems really good.
Yeah, so it has 3.
But you pay 3 for this. Gain 1 power and 1 standing. Okay, so you have enough cards on the table to win this turn. Okay. So if I attack, I gain you closer to the power you need to win. So that seems like the wrong thing to do. Oh boy. I think I have to draw. Andre has captain in hand?
What's captain?
That's true. Captain's the name of a card that cares about 4 standing.
Hmm.
Man, these exoskeletons are so cool. I just don't know what to do. Like if I do nothing, Pat clicks, and then I lose.
Yes.
So I have to do something. But like money is being
Yes.
the right limiting factor. So I think like I have to top deck something sick that gets attached to this that I can play that actively, like that proactively influences the board. So I'm going to try that. Okay, cool. Location. So this is the Volatile Furnace. Enters, damage this, defeat a follower. Whoa! Okay, that's kind of what I needed. Pay 1 mythium
Oh my.
to gain 2
Oh
power.
no.
Pay 1 mythium to draw a card and gain power. Pay a mythium to draw 1 card and gain 2 powers. Okay, and so I'll draw another card. I get
That's
this.
a hell of a card.
Yeah, tell me about it. Can't afford it, but it's there. Do the following. Oh, that seems very good if I could afford it. That's really good. Okay. But yeah, that's definitely, this is exactly the sort of thing I need. Saw you, Pat.
Okay. I'm gonna start developing my location. So I draw 2 and gain 2.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think I can do it fast enough. I think I'm 1 resource short.
You're 1 mythium short,
Yeah,
yes. It's
exactly.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, I'm 1 mythium short of being able to stop this. Because I can play this for 2, but then I need to play it and then still attack. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
You might as well get a mythium and then get rid of the Ancient Butcher next turn, out of spite.
Yeah, out of spite is probably a good enough way to play this. So interestingly enough, like this first ability, because it says damages when enters play, that's never good. Is there any way to get that first stage to trigger?
You don't have to use it.
Yeah.
Everything with an arrow is optional.
So I gain 1 power.
Sure, but like when this enters play, the top automatically gets hurt, right?
When it enters play, you can choose to damage this. To
Oh,
defeat
I
a
see
foe.
what you mean. Yeah, okay. Touche.
Everything with an arrow is optional.
All right. Back to you. I have 9.
Yeah, and I can't. So I'm just going to do the cool thing. So fortifying draw, play a location and fortify it. So this location comes in, and fortify means that it takes the first damage on the chin. And so if I damage it, it takes a fortify counter?
That's correct.
Oh, sick. I didn't even realize that worked. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's kind of new.
So I'll damage
Okay,
it to
so you just-
defeat your Ancient Butcher, but I'm short
Right,
by 1
because
action.
on my turn, I do this, I gain a power, and that's the game.
Your game, man. Oh, 10
So
to 3.
I didn't even get to play this, but like, I was gonna do this, which lets me attack with 1 follower, and it cannot be blocked,
Whoa.
which is great, and would just give me 1 power and it would damage the location. It seems all right.
Cannot be blocked this combat. Yeah, that's basically a free power for 2, right? Which is apparently slightly above curve. Power is generally 1.5 mythium, but like you have a lot of like 6 first attack the triggers that will cascade on.
Yeah,
that.
like I would say Khurshah has run-based econ. He's like,
Yeah.
as long as you are running with 1 or attacking with 1 person at a time, you can do a lot of interesting things and gain resources or do damage.
Yeah.
Right. And early in the game, Andre, you had these 2 on the board,
Mhm.
and Pat was attacking with the Void Scribe.
I don't think I
And
drew this till a bit later.
You've chosen to block with no, sorry, not this one. The
Oh,
fledgling
the one with the slingshot.
Yeah, the 1/3. Where is she? Here.
Okay.
And you've chosen to block with the fledgling defender, putting 1 wound on this.
Yeah.
If you would have blocked with the alert warden,
I would have defeated it.
You would just defeat it, and that's 4 mythium that Andre wouldn't have gotten. Because he got 2 more activations out of the Void Scribe before you actually
right. I was like so much more intimidated by the other thing he had on the table, and let me see if I was right to be intimidated by it. I was worried about this thing.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
I
in general, the Void Guild.
Sorry.
The Void Guild is often bottlenecked on standing.
Okay.
So I think there was merit to blocking this. However, at that point, he was just swimming in mythium. So I would try to stop the mythium flow. It was a hard choice.
Yeah, Jamie, I was about to bring that up.
Wait. Is it your birthday today, Ellie?
Oh, yes.
What? Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
We had no idea. Happy birthday. How's your birthday been so far? What are you getting up to?
It's been great. This day has been 100% Worldbreaker stuff, and it's all been fun.
Yeah.
So it was a great birthday gift, including this stream, which is a wonderful birthday gift. Sarah, thank you for that.
Oh, of course, our pleasure. That's super cool. How did that leak? How do we figure this out?
It looks like your wife posted that in Discord. Your wife,
Yes.
Ellie's wife. I want to be specific there, I guess. Uh,
I reckon that might be her in chat. I told on you. Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you. You always got to do that. It's definitely
Yeah,
necessary.
for sure.
Thanks.
And of course, we're gonna have the waiters come out. We're gonna all sing a song. There's cake.
Yeah, we have to do a slightly different happy birthday song. We don't have the rights, but it'll be
Oh
recognizable.
no, that's right.
And also, one important note about this game, Andre, you should draw better.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. Because
Your
like, look at
drawing
this.
has been abysmal.
This is gonna be all
Well,
locations. If I'm,
something I yeah, probably.
Here's all the locations. Okay, here's one,
it's gonna be like the bottom
You
two.
must have more. So something
two.
interesting about this game is with the sequencing of a round, it's not always you don't always want to draw first. Sometimes you do draw last click,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yeah,
And I kind of like that. It kind of upends that usual wisdom.
and that's a big thing about Mythium Fund. Uh, People equate it to hedge fund,
Hmm.
except Mythium Fund loses you the tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great card. It's a strong economy card, but it loses you the tempo. And
Hmm.
oftentimes, if you're sitting across the table from Khutulun or even from Khurshah with 2, 3 followers, playing the Mythium Fund could be tricky.
Yeah,
So you need
for
to
sure.
find the right window to play it.
It's so
Hmm.
wild to like have a basic reprint of a card and then see how incredibly different it is within a different like system, which is yeah, that's so cool. Oh man, Pat. So this is the thing that we're talking about. This is the only card, from my understanding, a follower that can generate
Paragon.
yeah, the
Oh
Paragon.
wow.
Which like, you
Oh, that's
know,
cool. That's like kind of like an alternate win condition. You want to assemble a council of scholars,
yeah,
and and even if that's defeated, so it's like you can get to a point where this is inevitable.
yes.
I like that.
Right. And someone in chat pointed out correctly that versus Marco Polo, if you can get the Paragon going, she might win you the game
Yeah.
Hmm.
before Marco Polo's locations do.
Mm.
Yeah, that's really quite cool. Yeah, I had a lot of big stuff in my hand. Like this thing is really cool. This striped necked captain, because it blocks and readies, so it basically can block. I wouldn't say near infinitely because it has limited health, but
Mm.
we hit that for the 4 standing threshold, which is really cool. But then it was a lot of
Yeah.
just like expensive people that if I put on the table, I'm not going to get the tempo back. Like maybe I can block one attack, but like you perfectly threw down a location that can close the game out when you
Hmm.
had board control. So
And I did have another location in hand, and if you hadn't killed my follower, like this thing, like I think yeah, that last round, I knew from the start this was going to go my way. So
mhm. Yeah, for sure. Oh, more happy birthdays in chat.
Yes, a whole bunch. Thanks, everyone.
Of course.
hey, I really like this game. I like it even more than I thought I would, having read the rulebook, and I'm really impressed with what I've seen.
Yeah, this is really cool. I'm a huge fan. I do want to try draft. I feel
Oh
like
yeah, me too.
because Pat, you have a bigger background for sure in Ashes, which I think has a lot of the same sort of like blocking priority and timing. Like the
Hmm.
timing structure
Yeah,
of this is similar to Ashes, and I know you're a big fan of Ashes. I feel like there's a
yeah.
lot for me to learn, and I think that's probably pretty obvious when you're watching this. But like I think that's a good sign, obviously, that like the skill ceiling list with the sequencing and obviously knowing your deck to some extent too is going to help a lot.
Hmm.
Um, but I definitely do want to play more of this. Just so that we can plug this properly. Again, if you want to know more information about this, the website is Worldbreaker Game. Worldbreakers Game. I think it's just Worldbreaker Game. Ellie, you gotta help me out.
Worldbreakers. I'm gonna put it right now.
Worldbreakers Game. Thank you. Yeah, that makes more
Yeah,
sense
with a plural.
with a plural. Yeah. So if you want more information on there, that's where you can find out definitely a fair bit more. There's links so that you can play this on Tabletop Simulator if you want. But if you just want to play on Tabletopia, that's a lot more accessible. You can check it out there, and that is pretty consistently updated. Also, very importantly, there's a Discord link there. So if you want to get involved in the community, you want to put like looking for game there. If you just you've seen this, but you don't know, you don't have someone you want to play it with, you can find people pretty quickly there. And there's also a lot of discussion with like, hey, this is my experience. We want feedback. So there's some like really good groups there, just to not only if you want to get involved, but also just see how like things like this are developed. For me, it's been quite a treat. I haven't been like active in it because I hadn't played it yet, but just kind of
Hmm.
seeing what people think in the conversation, like just like the whole conversation about what the word seek means and what it could become has been like
Mm.
an ongoing thing for the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that Jamie has been taking notes in parallel to this. So I know that they've been texting me on Discord with, we should clarify that, we should change this. So
Hmm.
Super cool.
any experience you can share is welcome.
That's super cool. I'm so
And if
excited
you
to see how this changes over time as well.
and if you two want to do a draft, let's schedule another stream, and the two of you can draft and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll
Hmm.
definitely do it. Drafting is only 2 players, or would you ever draft like a pool more than that?
The base box comes with a 2-player draft.
Okay.
And as part of the Kickstarter, we're going to have an add-on that gives you another copy of all the cards.
Cool.
So you can either take that copy, which is only $10, and give it to a friend, or you can use it for a 4-player draft. And that's going to be a bit different because in a 4-player draft, you might have 2 copies of the same card.
Super cool. Okay. And for those who don't know, again, the Kickstarter is launching on the 1st of March, which is, like a month and a bit away. And the game is largely, it already exists, plus some. So if you want to get involved and get in on that, definitely March 1st. There's even like a little place on the website you can put in your email so you get updated when the Kickstarter goes live.
Yeah. The most helpful thing you can do is go on the link I posted and join the mailing list. You'll get news once a week with all the latest tweaks and updates to the game. And when the Kickstarter is up, I will let you know, and you can decide if you want to pledge or not.
Super cool. Well, thanks so much for taking the time, Ellie, and also, of course, Jamie and everyone in chat hanging out and watching this game and making sure that we're playing it as good as we can. Thanks again, Ellie. This has been a huge treat. I'm really excited to see this game, as it changes with balance, but also obviously it being released and becoming a thing that you can actually hold. That is super exciting.
Yeah, and thank you for streaming this. This was fun.
Of course, we'll be back sometime probably around. Oh, sorry, Pat. I said we'll probably be back on this channel streaming a draft or more of this gameplay closer to the launch of the Kickstarter. So that's going to be in a month or so. Maybe we'll do something sooner than that, but at least that for now.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Happy birthday, Ellie, and we'll see you in a bit. See you on Thursday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I don't know why I'm waving.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.